and Anthony are no strangers to scandal. Opie and Anthony on satellite radio.
Apparently, Opie and Anthony are dicks.
Oh, here they go again.
It's a fun, dopey radio show.
Not just any radio show. A radio show that inspires beyond your wildest dreams.
The show was a lot funnier on NEW.
The show's hosts, Anthony Cumia and Greg Opie Hughes.
Controversial team.
6 years without getting fired, a new record for us.
It's just astounding to me.
I didn't want to say it's racist, but goddamn.
This show will rock as best as we could possibly do this radio show.
I'm going to go home and whack to a tranny later. There you go, all right?
God, we just lost our demo, man. What's wrong with you?
Is this the last straw for the raunchy radio duo?
The Opie and Anthony Show, the most popular show in the history of satellite radio.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
There we go.
Morning. Welcome to the Opie and Anthony Show.
My microphone is Fabrizi. It's Fabrizi. I like it.
Got a busy show, huh?
Apparently.
Dennis Leary's going to be promoting his pamphlet today.
Yeah, that thing's, well, it's his book.
I had this idea over the summer. I swear to God. Dennis Leary has a book, and basically, it's all his tweets of the past year.
Yeah.
And I said that to my wife over the summer. I'm like, you know what would be an easy book to do?
Yeah.
Is you just take your take a Twitter feed, and then just comb through it and get the best tweets of the past year, maybe the past 2 years, and put out a book. And that's exactly what Dennis Leary did.
Are you claiming hoo-hoo?
Absolutely.
Are you calling hoo-hoos?
But it's a very obvious idea. But this thing is...
Yeah.
I was annoyed at the simplicity of it. Like, God damn, what a good idea.
I came up with this over the summer. No, Dennis doesn't know, but I came up with this exact same idea. But instead of using, like, stock pictures like he's using in the book, you would use some of the pictures you took from the past year.
Yeah.
All you would need is, 25, 30 of your pictures of the past year that you tweet, a few tweets, and you got a book on your hands.
Yes.
This is a fucking good one, though. It's LYFAO at 140 characters left. Last year, fucking asshole. It's just really well done. For Twitter. I'm like annoyed that I didn't think of it.
I did think of it, and I didn't do anything about it with the idea.
I was too busy working out.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, are you?
It's workout gym.
Yeah, you know me. I was in the gym.
Here you go. LeBron goes to Miami, and then Dennis Leary writes, Cleveland announces going out of business sale. That's one page of the book. That page is done. Page 40 is done. And then there's a picture of LeBron James on page 41. So that page is done. And then you turn it over, and there's Dick Cheney, so that page 42 is done. So the next time there's writing is page 43 that says Cheney gets heart pump implant. Let's all pray it's made by BP. So now page 43 is done. You go to page 44, it's a guy eating a piece of pie, and then finally you got more words on page 45.
But by words, it's just one tweet. Like, I thought it was a book with a bunch of, like, tweets and maybe something about the Twitter culture or something. No, it's one page is giant letters.
Yeah.
It's like fucking...
all right.
It's like Regan's bit. The clock.
Yeah.
The big clock.
It gets even better. The whole book is 104 pages. 104 pages. Every other page is a picture.
Is a picture.
So there's 52 pages with tweets on them.
Yeah.
$18. God damn it.
You know what it is, too?
Could be the easiest project ever done by a celebrity.
He didn't even have to do it.
Here's my Twitter.
Like, not even. Somebody else could have put that whole thing together.
That's what I'm saying. Here's my iPhone.
Yeah. Here they are.
Here's my Twitter feed.
Put a book together for me.
It's great toilet reading. That's what a book like this is. It's a cool gift, and you sit on the bowl. This fucking thing by the toilet. This is good this is a good log dropping book. I'm telling you, because it's a perfect.
Yes.
It's a good size to hold while you shit.
Yeah, it's not too big.
God
it's not
damn
heavy.
it. Fuck.
And then it's good for just, a couple of dumps.
My Twitter book's coming out soon.
Oh, is it?
Soon. Yes. Toon Sue's a woman who jerked me off once in the massage parlor.
Toon Sue.
She wasn't into the proper draping?
No. She allowed me to...
She didn't need the proper draping?
No, she was more into the California Essalon.
What the hell's that?
Well, that's Essalon. Essalon is long, flowing strokes. And when they say California Essalon, they mean they'll be nude.
Oh, really?
But if they say Essalon, a lot of times they say with clothing.
What does it mean when they brush your ball bag?
That they're good eggs.
They're good
that means
eggs.
they get a tip. That's what that means.
And then I just want to quickly do a public service.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be long on this or anything? It's just quick because it annoys me all the time, and I always talk about it, but I'm not going to talk about it for a long time. That means
this is going to take 2 hours.
No, 2 seconds. Swear to God. Yeah, a lot of people listen to us driving, right?
Yes.
So if you're driving right now, look out your windshield. You're looking out your windshield. You're driving. Is there anyone in front of you? Okay. Now look in your rearview mirror. Do it right now. All right. Are there people behind you? If the answer is yes to both of these, get the fuck out of the way. Thank you. That's all I wanted to say.
It's that easy.
Do it right now.
It's that easy.
Do it right now.
It's something we all could do.
That's it. Look right now. Windshield, rearview mirror. Cars in front of you? No. Cars behind you? Yes. Move over. Thank you.
It's a simple thing that could make the whole world better.
So much easier.
Look what you just did.
Less stress for everybody.
You just made the whole world better.
That's it. A lot of blinkers going on right now, I hope.
So there you go. Dennis Leary's book. And then a great show, American Pickers. We got the guys coming in today, man. Mike Wolf and Frank Fritz. This show is massive.
Oh, you love it, huh?
Massively huge.
I've seen a couple
Isn't that coincidence that Opie likes American Pickers?
Less picking going on, though.
I haven't seen picking in a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I miss it.
No, because I cut the...
It's a joke.
I cut the nose hairs. I got a nose hair
trimmer. Did you trim?
Do you have one of those, like... They don't tickle. Yeah. And boy, sometimes when I put that in there, you hear some noise. All of a sudden you're...
Sounds like
how much shit is in there?
Like a weed whacker?
Yeah. Sounds exactly like that. But they're coming in. What a great show. They find some fucking great stuff.
You see the premise of some of these shows and you go, this can't possibly be interesting.
Yeah.
And then you start watching it and you realize, I'm hooked. I'm hooked.
I like American Pickers better than Pawn Shop.
That one, the Pawn Stars, I like.
Well, Pawn Stars, excuse me, right.
Then that other one with the fucking stupid auction house. I've been like watching that one.
Which one?
That's Auction Kings.
Auction Kings.
Oh, I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, it's fucking got an auction house and people bring shit in. They want it auctioned off, and then at the end of the show they have the big auction, and you see if the people get the price they want.
You know, there's an auction house on the east side. You could just walk through. Yeah, the famous one, Sotheby's, whatever it's called.
Sotheby's, yeah.
I didn't know they had an actual building, and it looks like you could walk through, and it almost looks like a museum, but you could buy shit.
And you that's what it looked like. Bid on it and stuff.
I was stuck at a red light, and I looked over to my left. I said, "Wait a minute, can you actually go walking through that and pick up some stuff that they didn't maybe sell at an actual auction?" I don't know. I'll have to do more research on that. And then we got Joey Pants coming in to promote sauce.
What's he selling?
Sauce.
Sauce?
Yes, I think
sauce.
So. Yeah,
or some kind of pasta.
Sauce. It's pasta. I don't know.
I don't know what it is.
Joey Pants pasta.
Dreyfus canceled. He had a back problem.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That was my big exciting.
I know.
I thought he was coming.
He kind of likes us, I'm hearing.
I think so.
He kind of likes doing our show, I'm hearing. Or that's just more bullshit from publicists. He really enjoys doing your show, and he's so bummed out that he had to catch a flight back to California to take care of his back.
He's not bummed out.
He doesn't even know he was doing our show, I'm thinking.
Bummed out.
I like to think that he's bummed out that he's not doing the Opie and Anthony show. But
yeah, I
bet you he has no clue. They were going to give him a schedule. Here, this is what you're doing today.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Hey, O&A, what's up, Jimmy? How you been? We'd be like, hi, Rich.
10 minutes into the interview, I would have said something like, and I remember the last time you were here, and he would have said, like, well, have I done the show?
No, I don't remember.
Would have been a heartbreaker.
Yes.
Right. Oh, someone's saying they would buy my version of that book. I should still do it. Yeah, but mine would be my pictures, not...
Think about it.
I'm obsessed with this because it's not even his own pictures.
Dude, think about it. Just because he put one out, other people could put the exact same book out, and it's a completely different book.
I know. I don't want to feel like I'm ripping someone off, though.
No, it's like saying, look, I do a sitcom, you do a sitcom, this guy does one. It's not that you're ripping off, it's just it's a whole different content of the same idea. It started
out as a joke because obviously the whole Sunset thing has taken on a life of its own with my Twitter. I don't even bring this to the show. I probably get 20 to 30 Sunset pictures a day now.
How do you sort through the best ones?
Oh my God. And then if there's one that really catches my eye, I retweet at this point. But it's gotten out of hand. So then the joke was I should put out a Sunset book as a joke, as a coffee table book.
A coffee table book, Jerry.
But I would include everyone's pictures from around the country, and it would be like a group project. And then I'm like, that's stupid. And then I went into, well, I should do one about my whole Twitter feed. And then I'm like, but add all my pictures that I get and the ones I take. Now, Dennis Leary did the fucking book.
But he didn't do the picture.
He didn't do the picture, so maybe I got a shot.
Anyone could put out a Twitter book.
Yeah.
Honestly,
but
every idea is different. Like, every book would be different because it's just different fucking tweets based on your own personality.
All three of us should do it then.
Let's all put out Twitter books.
Whatever, that's fine.
He literally put out
a good friend of the show. It's been a while. So
When did you hear it? Tomorrow, right?
Today.
Oh, is it today?
That's why we're promoting. That's why the book's in front of us.
It's a smart...
Hey, your Cowboys won again.
Yeah, I was watching the game. It was in the gym, and they were down by...
in the gym?
Yes, on the treadmill. And they were down by 7, and it was 3rd and goal, and they didn't get in. So what did they do, go for it on 4th down and get in?
I don't know. I was traveling. I had another wedding in Philly.
Dog.
Look at me.
Fuck. Oh, that's brutal. Another one?
I don't get it.
I lost track of how many weddings I've been to since May.
I haven't. None. I went to your wedding a couple years ago, and I think that's the last
Probably
wedding
the
I've
last
been
one
to.
I went to.
See, but I like the people down there. It's not.
I like a lot. I love it.
I don't feel like it's a chore or anything.
The whole wedding
There's
thing
been
is
there's been a run of a lot of weddings and things going on in Philly. A big run of a lot of things going on.
I just hate the
and
idea
then you throw in the
weddings.
and then you throw in the new kid. So you got to bring the new kid down. Down to his other roots.
Yeah.
Dude, that energy, like...
weddings are just...
I've gotten to one since yours. It was some of my girlfriends.
Once since mine.
Since yours. I don't fucking...
I've probably been to 10 since my own wedding.
Haven't even been.
Probably.
No way.
I'm averaging about 5 a year.
I say no all the time. It's not that I don't like people, but I'm just like, I work 5 days a week. I work at night.
Yeah, but everyone can relate from, I don't know, call it like probably more your upper 20s to early to mid 30s. You do a shitload of weddings. You're dizzy from doing so many weddings. Ugh. So then I took a break, obviously, but having the younger wife, now all of them are in that area.
Getting married.
So now I'm getting the second wave of everybody's getting married around me.
I'd be like, you have fun.
Yeah.
You have fun at that wedding. I'm not going.
Yeah, absolutely not. My chick's younger, too. No way.
Yes.
I don't feel like it. I don't really feel like it's a chore. But
I hate
holy shit, Spectro of Michigan. Dennis Leary has this. I'm obsessed with this book.
Yes.
Because of the simplicity of it. Do you know he's only tweeted 714 times and he made a book? Do you know that I've tweeted 4,400 times? You know how great my book would be?
It'd be a lot thicker.
All I need is 100 tweets out of 4,400. That's easy.
Yeah.
There's gold in there somewhere.
There certainly is.
Fuck! He just got on Twitter and he did this.
Twitter book.
Twitter book.
That's someone's great idea that just...
So I did not watch...
whispered in his ear.
I did not watch... I didn't... No, and all the teams I care about are kind of... Well, not kind of. We got the big game tonight.
Tonight's the big game.
Yeah, we got the Jets and Pats tonight.
Yeah.
And Bob Kelly might be coming over the game if you want to come over too, Jimmy, because you're in the hood there.
Yeah.
We might be doing a little Monday Night Football at my house tonight.
Woo!
Bobby's a big Pats fan.
Well, that ought to be fun.
Both 9-2. Yeah, the Cowboys beat the Colts in overtime as Manning throws 4 interceptions. Manning's becoming a bust. He's not having a good fucking year, man.
Yeah, he's having a bad year.
4.
What's he won? 2 Super Bowls?
Travis isn't in there. Wow. I'm just
only
gonna,
one, Danny? Oh.
I was going to just say yes. But it's only one. Okay.
50-50 chance of getting it right.
Each Manning brothers
Yes
only
and
won
no.
1 Super Bowl?
I think I think that's about right. I thought Manning had 2. I really did.
1.
So, and then Brett Favre got beat up again. Brett Favre is fucking beating the shit out of his body for a shitty team. Just to keep that dumb record of his alive.
Exactly.
On the first play.
On the first play of the game?
Yeah.
Was that the first play of the game?
Yeah.
Did you see the hit to his back?
Yeah.
He's too old to take a hit to the back like that.
Oh.
Upper
Everyone's
back.
saying that's it.
You think that's it?
Everybody, a lot of people think it is, but I think a lot of people are just overreacting.
If he can't play Sunday, why would he play the rest of the year? Because there's no reason to sacrifice his body. Because obviously they're not going to make the playoffs.
At this point, he's just going for the record.
Yeah, I know.
There you go.
He probably is praying that he's done so he could just finally retire. He's getting beat up every week.
That's not what the fucking game is. You know, it's not going for the record.
Yeah.
How about you fucking get someone that could play?
How about you keep your body intact? Maybe he just doesn't want to go home to his wife.
He's going to be a wreck. He's
Yeah,
going to be one of those
guys
that
is defined by the sport.
Yeah.
You know, like he can't leave the sport.
And all of a sudden 5 years go by and you see him and he's barely walking right.
He's at one of those places like signing fucking at a sporting goods store or sports store, signing
store
shit.
at Roosevelt Field.
Yeah, at Roosevelt Field, and he's like limping. Someone's got to help him in because he's just destroyed. Brett Favre. I like
Is this the hit? Watch this
people that
hit.
videotape shit off of it.
I know, the
Quick shit
TV.
off their TV.
Yeah. Watch this hit.
he's
We
scrambling.
say that all the time. It's
Ow.
radio. That was a good fucking hit. Knocked him right the fuck down.
Oh, the wind came out of him on that one.
Oh, man.
You think
that's
other
just-
players respect him?
I think
They
they
have to.
did. I think they did.
As a guy, I'm saying, as a tough dude who's been playing.
No, I think they did, and then too many comebacks. It's like if he would have just left when he left the first time, even it would have been great. Been looked at like now he's
Talked about 5. Hit as he throws. That's an interception. It's picked off by Florence. Another pick, the 18th for Brett.
I didn't know it was the first
last
play of the game.
It says Brett Favre gets crushed last play of career. There, he's pulling a fucking Joe Namath in a Rams uniform.
You know how many people would be so happy if the last throw of his career is an interception?
Was that an interception?
Yeah.
Yeah. Poor Brett Favre. Poor multi-millionaire that never has to worry another day in his life.
Florentine's
never
tweets
has to
about
work
him.
again, and he's only 40, 41.
Aw.
Jim's tweets. Jim hates
Poor
him
Brett. I know.
so much.
Yeah.
He hates Manning too. What was his fucking?
I hate him.
Why do you hate Manning?
Jim he's a weird guy. He hates a lot of odd sports people, and he's relentless. Florentine's relentless when he hates somebody.
Manning's a bore. The brothers are a bore.
Wait, what did he write? Oh, Peyton Manning threw 4 more interceptions today. Maybe he should be studying game film instead of filming those awful commercials. Fucking goober.
Fucking goober.
Got to do it as Florentine, which makes it even better.
Jim's the master. He's very, very logical. He's very hard to
Yeah.
argue with because you're like, yeah, I guess he should be. Not
He's
doing
great. He's
commercials.
so much fucking fun, that guy. He's really funny.
Trucker Dan.
Good morning, boys.
Good morning.
Yeehaw.
Show.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, good news
you
for you here. If Brett Favre is done, the next consecutive starting streak in the NFL for quarterbacks is Peyton Manning, and he only has to play 5.5 more years to catch him.
Wow. Wow.
5.5 football years.
Without missing a game.
It's a lot of fucking years.
How many years is that in regular years?
Oh.
Man,
They asked Peyton
that's
Manning
got to be
about-
2 generations in
That's
regular years.
tough.
That ain't happening.
They asked Manning about 4 years ago if he thought he'd ever catch Brett Favre for consecutive starts, and he looked at the reporter like he was completely retarded and said, I think we better wait till he's done before he asks me that.
Wow.
Might be now.
Yeah, exactly.
Start the clock ticking. Thank you, sir.
All right, good. I didn't know that. I didn't know that he's got the record by that much. And then, what else there?
you're-
Jeter. Oh, you want to say the Islanders?
No, I was going to say your Islanders, wow, tearing it up.
They're not my fucking Islanders. I'm
You're
officially
giving up?
I'm officially not a fan.
You've officially given up.
And people are beating the shit out of me, but when I feel like my team is back in the NHL, then I'll become a fan. I'm not one of these guys that needs my team in the playoffs every year and going for a Stanley Cup run every year. They are so fucking bad.
Yeah.
They've lost 17 out of 18 games. Do you understand that?
17.
Do you understand how impossible that is?
That is
They
really
have
hard
5
to
wins
know.
for the year. Yesterday at the Coliseum, another game I blew off. They had 7,700 people in the seats. I think that's paid.
That's like season ticket holders.
I think they count the season ticket holders, and a lot of
So those are empty seats.
a lot of people. Yeah, if you have season tickets, you're not going to go to every game, and you're certainly not going to go if the team is this bad. They're horrendous.
Yeah.
And one of the players said that the team needs help from God. He goes, we need. He goes,
God's a little busy
I always fuck
right
up his name. Wisniewski, I guess. He goes, we need help from above. And in sports terms, you would think, oh, the GM, the owner needs the help. He goes,
Upstairs.
no. He goes, no, I mean way above. We need help from God. They are losing a lot of really close games on
So
top
they're
of it,
just
which
having,
makes
like-
it so strange.
It's bad play and a touch of bad luck.
I don't
Is that
know.
it?
I don't know what it is. I mean, they're not getting blown out of these games, but they're certainly not, scoring a lot. Like yesterday, the Flyers beat them 3-2, and they had a lead in the third period, and then they blew it again.
Well, that's kind of good because then you never know. Next year they could come back and actually win because
Well,
it's not that they're completely lousy. They're just losing them by one.
We'll get another draft pick, but I don't know what's going on with the team. I don't know if it's a tax write-off for Charles Wang. I don't know, because I've talked about this off and on, that the Coliseum is completely falling apart.
Yeah,
and
sucks.
I watch a lot of great players just march through the Islanders organization and go somewhere else.
And be really good.
And then they finally decide to keep one of the guys, DiPietro, and they give him a 15-year fucking contract. And the goalie is broken. He's a broken
and
goalie.
He gets busted.
He's broken.
15-year contract.
He's not worth the money they're paying him for the next, I don't even know how many years we got left on that. 12 maybe?
That's
11?
insane.
Dude, who gives anybody a 15-year contract?
In any
It's just
sport.
stupid.
Any sport. Fucking ping pong, you wouldn't give out a fucking contract
You don't
that
give
long.
a lawyer a 15-year contract or an accountant.
And know what the logic is? We've had some pretty damn good goalies come through that they just, they didn't keep because they got DiPietro in his 15-year contract.
Yeah.
Right? And I think the logic is, well, we're paying him, so he should be playing. And I'm thinking, how about you just fucking pay the guy and get maybe a younger goalie that's not broken?
How old is he?
He's not even 30, I don't think. And then Rolison is the backup goalie, but he's playing almost half the time. He's 41 years old.
Oh, God.
So we got an old goalie and a broken goalie. Although they're really not giving up a lot of goals.
Yeah, I know.
We just can't fucking score. So yesterday, a guy tweets me. He goes, "Hey, I'm at the Islanders game, and there's a lady behind me knitting." I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here." He goes, I'm telling you, a lady is knitting at the Coliseum right now.
A fucking knitter at a hockey game? Jesus, what's this world coming to?
No. It was a lady knitting.
Oh, that's what I said.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I go to the guy, well, you got to take a picture and tweet it, and I'll retweet this fucking thing. Sure enough, the guy wasn't bullshitting. A few minutes later, a picture comes in. It's a lady knitting at a hockey game.
That's great. That that play is real exciting.
And they announced,
there's some exciting shit on the ice.
They announced 7,700 at the game. There's no fucking way it was even 7,700, which would be less than half of the Coliseum, I believe. I forgot what they could squeeze in
I think
there.
they're like 12 or something.
And they said it's the worst crowd since the lockout year, which was what, 2004, somewhere around there. It's so bad. Officially, I'm not a fan of the New York Islanders.
Wow, official.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Who's bandwagon? Who's bandwagon you hopping?
I'm trying to figure that out. I mean, the Flyers would be an easy
the
choice
best.
because of the family connection, but I might go deep. I might go out west, find a team out west.
Mighty Ducks.
Might go Mighty Ducks.
If you
People want me to go with the Red Wings, but the Red Wings got a great team. They're fucking having a great year, so I don't.
If you're going to bandwagon jump, you might as well
jump
on the best.
I want a middle of the pack team that's going to make the playoffs, so it's kind of more of an underdog thing. I'm used to being the underdog, the way underdog. But enough already. 12 to 15,000 gets into the Coliseum depending on the event. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so it's about half full.
Or
is what they're
7,000
saying,
depending on the event, an Islander game.
And then they don't even do the right thing, because I have been to a couple games this year, and all the people down below, they're all blue seats, meaning there's no one sitting there, you know. And then way the fuck up top, squeezed up against the ceiling, it's packed, because those are the cheap seats. And I don't understand why an owner like Charles Wang or anybody can't figure out, wow, this year's a bust. Why don't we do something very unique and unusual and maybe push all those people down so they're closer to the ice, or just give away the Coliseum for the rest of the season? Because no one's going to be filling those fucking seats.
I don't see that happening.
No.
Why not?
They should just open the doors.
Yeah, just open
Why
the
not?
doors.
Make the
Come
money.
on in.
Make the money off the parking if he gets a piece of that. I don't know, and make the money off the hot dogs.
Like alfalfa. Pay as you exit, folks. Pay as you exit.
In the end,
if you like what you see, pay as you exit.
in the end, you make some money. Do something unusual. Why not? Because they raised the prices this year for us season ticket holders, knowing they were going to put a shitty team on the ice.
Yeah.
So fuck them. Is that what you were going to say, or you were going to say something else?
No, that
and
was
I jumped
it.
in.
Just the Islanders, yeah. But you were going to bring up Jeter. We got Jeter.
Yeah, your boy Jeter
Yankees.
got. Is he officially signed?
Yeah. I think it's pretty much over. 3 years, 51 million.
Yeah. With a fourth year?
Some kind of
big
weird
incentives. I don't know what they are. Yeah. I'm guessing
Kieran's like he's got a point-based system for his 4th year. It's very weird. I've never seen
it should
this
be.
before.
If you're that old, you want to keep playing.
Well, he wants to retire as a Yankee, but we were just joking before the show that he's going to be 40 at the end of this contract probably, which means he could squeeze another 2 years in. And I say that's when he becomes a San Diego Padre and has the graying temples trying to finish out his baseball career. Just very sadly for another team.
No, I don't even think.
They're not going to give him another contract at 40 years old.
Dude, everyone should leave a sport the way The Rock left wrestling.
On top.
On top, young, healthy, and then go right into something else and be huge at that. Like The Rock was the perfect example.
I think these guys can't help themselves. Remember, we had Walt Frazier in here recently, a legend New York Knick, and he even admitted how awful it was to finish his career in Cleveland. He wanted to finish as a Knick, I'm sure.
What about, what's his name? Who's that guy who's pitching for the Mets, and now he's an announcer?
Ed Kranepool?
No,
he was the first baseman.
What's his name?
Tom Seaver?
No. It's like
Ron Darling.
Recently.
Rusty Bellinger?
Well, he was one of them. But,
Al Leiter?
Al Leiter, yeah.
Al
Even
Leiter?
like Al Leiter. Al Leiter just, leaves baseball, goes right into broadcasting, and he's actually not bad.
And he's thinking about being a politician next.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Is he really?
He's supposed to be very smart.
Yeah, like
because he had something to fall back on. A lot of these guys don't have anything.
Yeah.
They know the used car lot is waiting for them.
no. Come down to Al Leiter Buick. Al Leiter Buick.
Obviously not the superstars, but there's guys out there that got to pick up that shitty job, kind of like
Aikman Elway had great
Eastbound and Down.
Oh, I say great car dealerships, steakhouses in San Francisco. There's like a Joe DiMaggio's. If you're famous enough, you can have a great steakhouse.
Sure. Blonde, you walk in the door and someone belts you in the face.
Black eyes with your steak. They put them over your eye.
I'm not talking about those guys that could still make a commercial here and there. Like Jordan is still as big as ever. He hasn't fucking played a game of basketball in a bunch of years now.
Yeah, well,
and then you got the guys that could start the franchise. I'm talking about right below those guys and even deeper. Well, you get some sad fucking stories.
I saw a commercial last night that was great. They are getting the biggest collection of old goateed sports stars for the Just for Men ad because now the big unit
has joined the team. I saw that.
Yeah,
was he on a hammock?
Who comes out? Walt Frazier.
Walt
Frazier and fucking Keith Hernandez, and they walk up to him and they go, "Hey there, it's the big unit," and there he is with his little brush. Brushing in his beard shit. And then he yells at Jimmy to get away from him and not take a picture.
Oh, fuck the big unit. What a piece of shit.
Yeah, the big unit was a bit of a dick when I met him.
Dude, when he came to New York, he was just known to be a douche.
It's documented in your book how much of a dick he is. I took a picture of his back as you were chasing him.
He didn't want to take pictures at Vinny's, when Vinny had the Stretch Factory. Brewer knows this really weird collection of people. He's like good friends with Hetfield and
that's pretty cool.
And him and Randy Johnson went to a show. Of course, Vinny comped him everything, and Randy Johnson didn't want to take a photo. Jeez. And it's like the guy just had you in his club for free. It's like you couldn't take a photo with the club owner. Like,
wait, Vinny got denied?
I believe so.
After being treated nice?
Damn,
that's fucked.
Not by Hetfield.
I'm no surprise.
Hetfield's very cool, but again, it's athletes again. Once again, athletes. You wonder why I can't fucking stand most of them.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Right.
Ugh.
Yeah, but the big unit is part of the...
he's part of the Just for Men gang now.
Just for Men.
That's it. I like the one where Walt Frazier and Hernandez are in the bar, and they're going, he's making his move, and, denied! Must be that gray beard. And then he uses the Just for Men, and he's getting the chicks.
But see, the deal is, Walt Frazier is an anomaly, though. The guy, I think we figured out he's 65 years old.
Yeah,
he
looks
looks
same.
at least 10 years younger than that, so he could pull off a little medicine in his beard.
And then
to keep the grays away. Other people, you go, dude, what are you doing?
Keith Hernandez doesn't look bad.
And what's up
Keith
with
Hernandez? Has no shame. He'll do anything.
He really will.
And why are they picking Randy Johnson as a pitch man? Because he's part of the Geico shit, too, with the snowball fight.
Oh, right,
So he's got 2 huge commercials.
He's trying to get
and he's a
some
dud in real life.
I'll tell you why.
He's a dud in the commercials, too, actually.
Because he's a recognizable guy from a lot of markets. Arizona, Seattle, New York. He's played in some big, in a couple of big markets, so, most people are only in one market.
He's trying to be a rock and roll photographer now.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, he's friends with James. I'm sure he'll have access. That's going to be blocking everybody's view. He'll actually take fucking eye-level photos from the floor. Fucking gangly cunt.
Hey, There's Ryan in Jersey, who's a suffering Devils fan. I feel bad for the Devils fans this year too.
Hey, at least they're
not much better
in
than the
recent
Islanders.
memory. They have like a dynasty.
You know how annoying he's going to be with his photos? Look at the picture I took. All right, we see it. Look at this. It's the guy jamming. It's a picture. All right, we know. His family knows he's worth $100 million, so they have to be nice to him.
Isn't that ironic that he won't take a picture with anybody, but he wants to go into photography?
Yeah, what a twat.
That twat is right. Let's go to Ryan.
Hi, thank you for unblocking me on Twitter, sir. I appreciate it.
All right, just move on with your life.
Yeah, come on, Ryan, you're panicking.
Enough already. Let's go.
So, since my Devils suck almost as much as your Islanders, they're considering giving away the $10 tickets for 1 week in January to get fans in the season.
See, that's what you should do. If you're an owner that has a shitty team,
give a little gift.
You give a little gift back to the fans, and maybe you turn on some new people to hockey. I don't know. Maybe in the end it comes out.
Yeah.
You know, but why allow your team to play to a completely empty stadium? Not completely, but an empty arena like that. There's probably at least a couple thousand tickets minimum that's not even sold for the game. Just fucking give them away. Go to all the schools locally and just hand them out. Do something.
Why don't you just paint your face?
You'll make money with people coming into the Coliseum and fucking buying food and some merchandise. You'll make some cash out of the deal.
But as good as the Devils have been in the past, they've never been able to sell out their stadium. The Devils have never sold out a game for as good as they've been.
Yeah.
Is that from Seinfeld?
Great. Yeah. Fucking Putty painted his face. That's fucking great. Devils fan. He's yelling devil at the priest. That's fucking classic, man.
I watch Seinfeld. I miss a lot of references on this show, and I should know them.
I cannot. That has become my new go to sleep thing. I pop
Seinfeld?
in a DVD. I pop in one DVD and just play all episodes, and I'll fall asleep watching them. They're funny.
So what do you think?
What is that?
I painted my face.
You painted your face?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, support the team.
Well, you can't walk around like that.
Why not?
Because it's insane.
Oh, hey, you gotta let them know you're out there. This is the playoffs.
Dave's painted his face.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. Well, you gotta support your team.
Okay, ready to go?
Yeah.
Let's get it on!
Putty is such a great fucking character, man.
Yeah, it was
just
all right,
hysterical.
I painted my face.
He gives that delivery is fucking classic.
That is pretty.
He's yelling at the place.
He's right up against the glass with his painted face.
Making a mockery of
Look
himself.
at the fake fans. Oh, God.
I love the black guy, too. There's a
better.
black guy in the fucking hockey.
Yeah.
In a purple shirt.
Add that all in.
But I will say how funny, one thing Seinfeld, and this is just what I know about it, was so brilliant at, was taking these little weird things. Like, Larry David really is a smart dude.
Oh,
So is Jerry and whoever else was creatively on that show. That's my groundbreaking statement.
Bravo.
Seinfeld and then Larry David are smart guys.
Bravo. And finally, in sports, the Nationals are I guess they're taking baseball seriously in Washington, finally. They signed Jason Worth for 7 years, $126 million.
From Texas?
He's from the Phillies.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Wow. Yeah, huh?
Who's the Texas
I was just
pitcher?
down in Philly, too. Half the people are bummed, and half the people are like, go fuck yourself. Goodbye to Jason Worth. He had a love-hate relationship with the fans down there. He's kind of a dick of a guy, but he's a great fucking ball player. I guess if he's a great ball player, that's the only thing that should matter. Right?
All that matters.
I was at an MMA, that old story, but we were at the MMA event in, was it Philly? Yeah, it was Philly. Brought some family and friends, and everyone's coming by for pictures. Dana White's coming by with some of the guys, and there were a lot of big stars there. Everyone said yes to a photo. The only one who said no 3 separate times with 3 different guys was Jason Worth.
Of course he did.
He was the only
baseball
fucking
player.
guy.
Another jerk-off baseball player. What do you expect?
Even Kevin James took a picture. Kevin James is a bit... I'm not a huge fan of Kevin James, but he's a much bigger star than Jason Worth.
Kevin James is a stand-up. He's a fucking really nice guy.
He didn't even question it. He goes, sure, you guys want a picture? Here you go. No problem. And all the big MMA stars that were there, everybody. The only one was Jason fucking Worth. And then, the gang I was with, we just thought maybe we caught him at a bad time. So a different guy asked the next time he walked by. He said no 3 different times.
What an asshole.
What a cunt.
Yeah, he is a cunt. But that's what you get.
He's a cunt.
Another cunt baseball player. That's what they are.
How tough is your life? You're going to go down to Washington and make $126 million. How about you take a few fucking pictures with the guys that are sitting in the seats watching you?
Dude, that's why I like my fellow comics. You can bet that we'll be taking photos in Atlantic City.
Oh, Atlantic City.
Tickets we're almost gone 2 hours in.
Nice.
They're done. They've been done. Gone.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Gone. Ha you lost your chance.
2 hours in, there was 133 left.
I'm going.
And they were singles. I may have an announcement tomorrow.
My God.
Really?
Oh.
I may.
Oh, Jesus.
May. We're not sure yet. We're actually trying to figure something out, but there may
You are banking.
be an announcement.
Jimmy's making bank.
Dude, it was nobody saw them going in 2 hours. Maybe. Nobody saw them going in 2 hours.
I can't stay for that long.
Why don't you
on your own.
Are you guys starting to think of other cities? This is
Some things have been thought about.
Oh my
Other
God.
cities maybe
Maybe you could have some of your other comic friends.
Because I know, even though Atlantic City is relatively close to Philly,
That's great,
you could
too.
do a Philly fucking show. You could easily do a Boston show. Easily.
The problem is
Hartford.
Yeah, but Hartford's one of those things. That's like the goal, is to get to Hartford.
Hartford.
You could do one in New York City easily.
The hard part with 4 guys, and I'll say this, the other cities have been thought about. I don't know. We may just do 2 shows and go no further. I don't know. But the problem is there's certain markets that we all do very, very well in. So it's hard to split the bill 4 ways. You don't need to. You can go up to Boston and make your own.
Make your own cash.
We'll find places, I think. But I would be very interested in moving with it. It's fun to do that.
Did you see the jackhammer thing?
I was looking at that.
We were talking about that at sushi last night.
Oh, sushi.
My father-in-law had to, in between jobs, fucking run one of those things.
Yeah, they're not fun.
He had to hold it this way
against the wall.
Against the wall.
Yeah, I've done that.
You've done that shit too?
Yeah, you rig up though. You got to rig up a thing to hang it from. Is the best way to do it.
Right.
So you hang it from like a rope or chain, and then you could hold it sideways. It's actually almost easier than doing it.
But that's
up
hell
and
on.
down.
That's got to be hell on earth.
Yeah,
How do you
it sucks.
sleep at night? Do you feel like you're still shaking after you're done operating that?
Your arms and hands tingle. For hours after you're done. Your ears not so bad because you wear earplugs. But
how long did you work one of those?
I just had to do it for maybe
Couple days?
2 or 3 jobs.
Yeah, he had a short stint doing it.
If they want ductwork in a floor, I have to chew the floor up, dig a thing, run ductwork, and then re-cement it.
What the fuck?
It would fucking and your fingers they tingle, go numb. Your fingertips would be numb. It sucks. It's a fucking shit-ass job.
Is that job regulated so these guys have a life after? No.
Nah.
So they got to be fucked up.
There are guys that just do that, and their arms, their elbows must just be fucking gone. All the cartilage and fucking just the ligaments and everything in their arms just gone.
There's something called jackhammer arm, which you get.
Jackhammer arm.
Yeah, I have it in my right arm.
I use that when I jerk off.
But I wouldn't have thought to go there.
We're hacks.
We really are two fucking predictable zilches. What a shock, a penis grabbing reference.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, God bless you guys who do that job because I think
thankless.
I think I found the worst job in the world.
It does suck.
They make good money, I think, right?
Who gives a fuck if you're shaking in the middle of the night?
It's all right. Fucking Michael J. Fox is doing it for free.
They just got to put it turned off in his hand.
Hold on, let me go over the easy joke checklist. 2 down.
Yes. Yeah. 3. You're not fat.
Speaking
4.
Speaking of
5.
Speaking of yes, we should do the bear story after the fucking break.
Oh yeah.
The hunting thing is back, and people are outraged, and maybe they need an explanation what this
bear
is all
hunting
about.
and deer hunting and culling, as they call it.
What's culling?
That's culling. With they put hunts on where you can cull the herds down a little, so they're not as many, so that when they give birth in the next season, you don't have a bunch of them running around.
Nice.
And then I saw a few documentaries.
Could you hold that for after the break?
Yeah.
A little tease.
So one though, it was got to mention just what it was about. It was the Kennedy Secret Service detail.
Oh yeah, they wrote a book.
Well, it was the documentary on them and interviews with them. It's fantastic.
Were they the guys on the car?
Yeah, they were the fucking guys.
Yeah, they're making the rounds. It's two older guys. They finally put out a book.
There were more than just two that were on this documentary.
Okay, the two. I just saw two like making the rounds.
But
doing the
just
yeah. And they don't seem that old. They must have been really young guys at the time.
Yeah, they were all
they
like
seem
these
like they're
young fucking the crew cut.
Yeah, they
guys.
seem like they're pushing 70, maybe.
Yeah,
they didn't seem that old, considering that's what 40.
But they
I bet
were
they're 75.
40
pretty busted up still to this fucking day. Amazing.
Really?
I can't we'll talk after the break.
I can't
about
wait to hear what you got
to
say about that.
It really did also reinforce my thoughts on the whole Kennedy assassination. To tell you the truth.
Wait,
Jews did it.
I don't even know your
exactly.
thoughts.
The blacks. No, I'm teasing, of course.
Wait,
I know. Yeah, no one. I've never.
I don't know
really...
if I know your thoughts on it. I don't know if you go
very, very intriguing.
I don't know if you go lone gunman. I'm not really sure. I don't think you go lone gunman.
Very intriguing.
Although then you were arguing the whole Ricochet thing the other day. All right, we'll figure it out after the break.
And now, the Opie and Anthony Show on the Virus. Sirius XM.
Nirvana, fan?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Always have been. Always will be.
Favorite Nirvana song?
I like all the hits.
I
don't like going too deep.
I think I'm a Penny Royalty guy.
That is a good one. That is a goddamn good one right there.
I wasn't going to pick Teen Spirit, asshole.
No.
Although it's a great song. It just got overplayed.
It's certainly
when that song first came out.
I'm not lying. I like fucking...
You're lying. You're lying.
You're lying.
Jimmy is taking a piss.
Taking a piss?
We don't want to start the whole JFK thing without Jimmy, because Jimmy's a big fan of the whole JFK thing, and whether or not it's a conspiracy.
Watched a lot of documentaries over the weekend, too, so if you get a chance to watch... it's Inside the Iraq War was another one, and then the whole thing with Saddam. It was a whole documentary on Saddam's rise to power and his literal fall through the trap door there and snappage of his neck.
Oopsie.
Two really good ones. I saw another one on this guy was kind of a big brother to this 11-year-old boy fucking 10 years ago or something like that, 11 years ago. And he came back 10 years later, and this kid was like troubled at 11. He came back and did a documentary on him 10 years later.
Oh, wow.
After not seeing him or anything. What a fucked up weirdo this guy is. And the kid was just weird. He looked like fucking who's that weird googly-eyed guy on Ron and Fez? Fucking what do they call him?
Dave? No idea.
No, that fat creep. Yes, Seth.
Seth.
Crazed.
Okay.
Crazed.
Oh, Crazed. I know
He looked
Crazed.
like he had the same wacky eyes like Crazed, and he was just fucked up. And then he's engaged. His fiance was a complete retard. They all live, the mother that abandoned him, the grandma, him, all live in trailers within 65 feet of each other.
Jesus.
It's complete white trash, like southern white trash. And the fiance is a retard. Like, she's legitimately retarded. And she's all rotted teeth.
Why am I laughing?
Oh, because it was hysterical to watch. I was captivated.
Why am I laughing?
And then the guy fucking gets arrested for fingering the 8-year-old daughter of his aunt.
Jesus Christ.
It was Uncle Paul. It was and it happened like during the documentary. The guy's filming the documentary.
During the filming of it?
Yeah. He gets arrested. It was a documentary that I was watching on some fucking weirdo. It was, I think, as a matter of fact, it was, the kid's name was called Stevie. So look it up. That's the name of the documentary. It was really sick. This guy was just fucked up. And the other guy that was doing the documentary, like, had this kind of bias for him that I don't think a documentary filmmaker should have. Like, he's almost helping the guy out a little bit, and it's like he's a child rapist.
Right.
Get him to fucking kill him.
You just let him fucking talk. Shut your mouth.
Yeah, like offering him money. The guy actually asked for the $100 it was going to take to bail him out. $100 for some reason.
That's
I don't
it.
know how. I don't know what kind of laws they got down there.
Must be a lot of money down there.
It must be fine to just diddle your fucking niece down there and
pay $100 bail to get out.
Yeah, just pay $100 bail. You're fine as long as it's a relative.
Was that in Corpus Christi?
No, Uncle Paul, you're fine.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, so that was a good one too. I can't get enough of watching those stupid fucking documentaries.
I'm a huge fan of documentaries.
Watch them all the time.
Fucking huge fan.
It's all I watch. I don't think I watch one fake show.
Yeah. So what about JFK?
JFK one. It was the JFK detail, the Secret Service.
And this is new again because two of the big Secret Service guys just came out with a book. They've been making the rounds.
Yep.
Talking about their perspective and what happened on that day from their vantage point.
Yeah. It was amazing. Fucking great documentary on the actual detail that was protecting JFK when he was in Dallas and was assassinated. And they are still fucked up about it.
Of course.
Like, they talk about it. And the whole thing they also talk about is they didn't get right into it. It wasn't, here, let's start the documentary as they're making the turn, It was their relationship with the Kennedy family, with Jackie, with the kids. Like, they called it the diaper detail, the guys that have to take care of the kids. And the Kennedys made sure that there was mutual respect between the Secret Servicemen and the children. Like, they trusted their children's lives with these people. And the people, Kennedy made sure he knew all their names. And they were really impressed with that because they'd been on other details and they could care less. And then Johnson afterwards, it was a completely different story.
They worked with Johnson afterwards?
Yeah, a couple of them did.
I thought these guys would have to retire after what they saw that day.
A couple did. One did. A couple were transferred. Yeah, but the biggest thing, though...
What a shitty car. You see that?
It was supposed to have a bubble on it.
But you see, it's just a fucking lug.
Big lug.
Big lug of a car.
They started talking about a few things during the motorcade that were happening that completely dispel the conspiracy bullshit.
Oh, really?
Why the car slowed down. Why did the car slow down? Why the detail was taken off the car and put into the second car. And it was all... Well, the motorcade had been through the populated part of the streets and were in the sparse area. They were just getting ready to go on to the freeway.
Right. They were done. They were just about done.
You don't go on the freeway hanging on the fucking... the president's car, so they went to the secondary vehicle. They slowed down because it was a very sharp turn with a lot of fucking crowd around them. So that was the slowdown point. And all of them said, I heard 3 shots over my shoulder. It definitely came from the window. It was Oswald. A couple of them spoke with Oswald shortly after he was arrested and said he was just an arrogant little man who wanted to be something, and one of them was like, good thing he didn't even get a chance to get his popularity from shooting the president, thanks to Jack Ruby. But unfortunately, they said it just ended the story there. They couldn't get the real story by talking to him, and that's why all this conspiracy things came into play. But all these guys just said 3 shots. It was one boom, and then a boom, boom, like faster, and then a little faster, the third shot. Definitely from the window. They said no other place. They didn't hear, see. And these are the guys that were right the fuck there. They watched it. One of the guys talked about how he was climbing up on the back of the car and just saw Kennedy's head explode right in front of his face.
Jesus.
Just saw that right in front of his face. Went like, holy shit, he knew it. He turned to the car behind him and gave a thumbs down. Like, oops, that's about it.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got to send you this video somebody sent me last week that the driver of the limo shot Kennedy holding a pistol in his left hand over his right shoulder.
Over his shoulder.
That stupid video. I know what you mean.
Did you see it?
Of course I have.
It's
a reflection of something.
Right.
Nice work, Lou.
It really does. Like if you're a complete retard conspiracy idiot, you would think,
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's why the car slowed down. That's why Kenny's head snapped back, and that's why Jackie ran away to try to get away from the gun.
Yeah, but never said it after she got to the hospital. That was him. Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, let's see.
There it is. That's the money shot.
He fucking turned around because he knew there was a major fucking problem in the back seat.
And he's holding a big gun.
Who would just keep looking forward and driving?
Yeah, I'm just going to drive.
Right.
Yeah, I got to show you the video. I'll send it to you.
I got to see the video. I'm sure a lot of people, will go with that.
Yeah,
sure.
I'm sure Jesse Ventura is all about
I was the driver. I'm driving.
And I'm sure, again, WikiLeaks has had any stuff on this or no?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's
he's
turned all the way around and he's got a gun. Oh, boy.
You want to believe any reports, any Warren Commission? I don't. It's the government. He was sent to shoot him. He turned around. You could see it in that crisp, clear video.
He must have looked in the rearview mirror like a trick shot.
Yeah, it's a trick shot.
Yeah.
How much of a trick shot have you got?
As a Navy SEAL, I made that shot many times. It's possible.
He's using the mirror like Annie Oakley would do back in the old days.
Annie Oaklley.
Good old Annie Oakley. What a bust.
It's a relative of Annie Oakley.
Yeah, of course.
Let me say hi to Frank in Manhattan. He saw the documentary and he wants to invest.
What's it called?
It's called Secret Service, The Kennedy Detail, I believe.
On Netflix?
I think it was Nat Geo or Discovery.
You couldn't jazz up the name of the documentary to get more people to watch?
I kind of liked it. Simple.
Yeah, that's what that would get me right there.
You think?
Yeah. Kennedy Detail, yeah.
Yeah. And before that was Secrets of the Secret Service, which was a nice, really good fucking shit of their equipment and everything.
Oh, Frank in Manhattan, you're on the Opie and Anthony Show.
Good morning, boys.
Hello, Frank.
Hey, I did see this like
Frank was better.
Fascinating, but the one thing that I don't know if you noticed, Dan,
did
you happen to see, then I think this is the first time they've ever really shown it in detail, pictures of Jackie in her pink suit, which we've all seen, but for the first time, they show massive blood stains all over.
Oh, we've seen that before. They've shown it. Yeah. She wanted. She said she wanted everybody to see what they did to him, they did to him. So she didn't change her clothes for the whole time until she got back to Washington. So on the plane during the swearing in of Johnson, she's standing there with that pink dress, just fucking soaked in blood, all down her leg.
How the fuck do you eat your lunch?
I think she skipped lunch that day.
You think?
Yeah, she probably did.
Oh my god,
she skipped lunch.
She had a piece of his brain in her hand.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Fucking. She didn't want to let him go out of the car. The Secret Service guy came over and put his jacket over Kennedy's face, and they brought him into the hospital. And then all that other conspiracy shit about why the autopsy, why it was so fast, why they got him on the plane so fast to do that. It all came down to this. A lot of it was the Secret Service's pride and remorse and guilt and everything. They just wanted to take him back home on Air Force One. They didn't want to. The law said there had to be an autopsy in Dallas. Yes. Dallas says if someone's killed in Dallas, there has to be an autopsy. So they did that as a technicality so they could get him on the fucking plane.
Well, they basically, I think the Secret Service just basically overpowered.
They did. They said
they got
he's
a judge
going
down.
home with us.
We're taking him.
Yeah.
Here was the problem. They didn't know what was happening. They didn't know. They really thought it could be a Russian plot. It could be a farm. They had no idea in that moment what was happening. So they didn't know if fucking Lyndon Johnson was going to be targeted next.
Right.
They didn't know who was in Dallas, what they were doing. Lyndon Johnson, they wanted Lyndon. If Lyndon Johnson had just left Dallas, Kennedy would not have been rushed out of there.
Sure.
But Johnson felt that it would look cowardly.
Yeah, if he
he left JFK in Dallas and ran home. He felt it would look cowardly to leave the president in Dallas.
So they needed to get the fuck out.
He sat on the fucking tarmac and waited for him.
Yeah, the
he
Secret
waited for
Service
JFK.
Said they all agreed. They were like, no, he's going home on Air Force One. And that's that. So they called a mortuary. They brought a coffin in. And then they were telling the story about how they were trying to get the coffin in the plane and the handles wouldn't fit through the door. So they got to bust the handles off the side of the coffin and and then they talk about how the plane ride was and how.
What did they say about that?
Just depressing, silent.
Did they at least put a movie on to
I don't think they
lighten the
had
atmosphere a little bit?
Movie playing. In that, no, I don't
What were the
think
big movies of '63? Fine opportunity to see a big Hollywood hit.
I don't know if they were really playing lots of movies in Air Force One back then.
I'm sure Air Force One had a way of playing movies.
I think everybody
the rest of us
kind of just wanted to sit and maybe think.
Really?
Ponder.
Did they put on some Carpenters
Things
music?
like that, some nice mellow music.
Some somber music?
Somber.
They had to do something. You can't just sit there and...
They sat there in utter shock, is what they did.
Yeah.
They just sat there second-guessing every
Did they break out playing cards, maybe?
No.
Maybe take the opportunity to get some reading in?
I don't think so. They sat there staring at the backs of seats, I'm sure.
She walked in.
You think there was one asshole that was asking for food or something?
Hey, come on, where's a drink? No, they probably were drinking.
Sure.
Like crazy.
I think she walked in and Lyndon Johnson was in the master bedroom, or so he was somewhere, or he was in JFK's office on the plane. He was doing something on the plane, and Jackie kind of walked in, and Johnson got out of there. He felt it was inappropriate too.
He was probably covering his tracks
to be there.
That Johnson, very suspicious of that fucking guy.
It's not. It was Lee Harvey Oswald.
Really? Look at the pictures
I'm
of Johnson
so
after he
convinced.
left office with the long hair and stuff. What was that guy about? Something was going on.
Kind of took its toll on that man.
You think? Working a jackhammer?
Yeah.
So what is your thoughts on it? You always thought just Oswald?
Yeah. I thought just Oswald. Not always. I mean, you always listen to it early on and think, wow, that's interesting or that. But when you have the guys that were right the fuck there, and they haven't been killed in mysterious ways, and they swear this is what they saw and heard, and
then
they were
Oswald,
emotionally invested in this.
Then that Oswald was a very smart man. Because if you ever been to that area down there in Dallas, we've done it. I've done it a few times now. Like you said, that left turn is fucking a doozy. You got to slow the fuck down, and then he's right in that window.
Yeah,
setting up his shit.
And they have them, all the Secret Service guys, in the window, looking out, and they're saying,
"Why not that window?"
They go, "That is absolutely doable." They're like, it's just completely
But why
doable.
didn't they have that window covered? I guess presidential detail was a lot different.
There were so many windows, too. There were people hanging out the windows, cheering them
but
on.
That just seems like a window. That area seems like something someone might have dropped the ball on.
One of the Secret Service guys said when they came around the corner and saw that building, the first thing, it doesn't look like the rest of the buildings. The color was very orange, and it drew his attention to the building, but he never saw anything odd that he should have been looking at. Any more so than any of the other buildings. But he said it did catch his attention.
A photographer did look up and see Oswald in the window, and he said he's the same guy. He got a Pulitzer-winning photo, and I forget which photo he took, but he could have gotten a photo of Oswald in the window, but it was not. He thought it was a Secret Service guy because it was before the assassination. He had the gun, and he saw him up there, and he said, of course, he regretted not taking that photo.
Someone's got a picture of that somewhere. Maybe it's in an attic.
I would think it would come out.
It would have been out already. Everyone got their film developed that day, believe me.
You think everybody...
But nobody was looking that way.
But there's always...
They're all full.
But there's always a few dummies in the crowd that probably don't even realize they have an amazing
It's like the people
shot.
that have like Picassos in their attic.
Exactly.
Somebody's just got...
We're going to talk about American Pickers. They're coming in a little while. They'll explain this shit. People just don't realize what they got.
Yeah.
That's true. 9/11, the first plane hit was in a videotape. Guy didn't realize he had it on tape.
Right.
He was videotaping going into the tunnel, the Lincoln Tunnel.
Ooh, what a thrill that must have been.
He was doing some kind of a dumb video for his father at home in like Sweden or whatever. There's two pieces of footage of the first plane hitting. The one we've all seen.
Yeah.
And another one in the background.
From the Jersey side?
Yeah, could you see that, Danny? He didn't even realize he had it, and he almost taped over it.
Right. That's what I'm talking about. I'm sure there are people in the crowd that never really even, they might not even develop their photos because I didn't get a shot at JFK. I was just shooting around, and this is just a waste.
I mean,
they're not smart enough to go back now and look at their shit. I'm telling you. We see these dummies every day just walking around.
Yeah.
Every ounce of footage from that day has been, first tower or first hit or whatever, from Jersey or wherever it was. It might have been in Brooklyn going to the Battery Tunnel. I'm not sure.
Battery Tunnel?
But it's like a little puff of smoke in the back. And he did not realize he had it.
She tape over it. Yeah, it's I bet there is something in someone's attic. Pile of photos.
I think so too.
Some dummy.
And they just don't.
I don't know what this is.
They just don't
remember.
know. Right.
I do recall.
And it might not ever come out. That's one of the questions asked God.
5 gunmen on the fence on the knoll.
Right. Right.
Oh, what is this photograph?
Right. Let me go to Aaron in Virginia. Aaron.
Hey, good morning. You guys are some radio badasses. Huge fan.
Oh,
thank you, Aaron.
Wow.
Hey, I just wanted to, I am not one of these Fruit Loop conspiracy guys, but this is probably the only conspiracy that I do believe in. And I've done some research. I'm 32 years old. I'm in the military, and I actually, back in high school, not that it means shit to you guys, but back in high school, I did a huge report on all this stuff and did a bunch of research and have been doing it ever since. But the interesting thing to me about all this stuff is that Oswald certainly led the life of an ONI agent, an Operation Naval Intelligence agent. The fact that he defected from the United States and made it over to Russia and then was able to defect back from Russia back to the United States was a huge issue inside the government, because only ONI people or people that are working for our government would be able to do that. He was able to do that. Furthermore, the rifle that was used to shoot, that they claimed that shot Kennedy, the way that rifle was purchased was through a mail order catalog, which he could have walked into any gun and pawn store in Dallas and Fort Worth, anywhere in those areas back in those days. There was no laws where you had to wait or anything. He could just walk right in, bought the weapon, but the way that he did it, the way, it seems like he was framed, was from a mail order that could be tracked back to him at his house. So all of that. Plus, if you look at his marksmanship record, when he served, he was not a shooter.
He was a sharpshooter, sir. He was a sharpshooter. That's a misconception. Was that he was not a good shot? He was. I believe he was a sharpshooter, and his test ranked as a sharpshooter. And then what is under sharpshooter? Marksman. Is marksman right under sharpshooter?
Yes.
Because at one point in the military, he classified as a sharpshooter, and then as he left the military, he classified as a marksman, and that was testified to. I forget the guy's name who was his commanding officer in the Marine Corps, but that's on his record.
Okay, I'm not going to argue with that. You may know that, but I know from what I have read and what I had seen. I could be wrong, so if you may win that argument. But
yeah, I think honestly, I always thought that too, and I think it's just a very common. It's one of those things that I think has kind of been passed down.
Yeah, and now it's like fact, but it's not.
And I just don't think it's. And I don't know why he ordered the. You're right. It's a weird thing he had going on with the government, going to Russia and bringing Marina back, and it's a weird thing ordering that rifle. But don't forget, he had also, I believe, tried to assassinate another public figure. There was, I forget who it was. You might, a sheriff. There was some other guy he had tried to assassinate. Do you know who that was?
It was an accusation. It was the guy of the government, the libertarian government of Cuba, something like that.
No. It was a guy in the States. It was, maybe Danny could Google.
It was a guy that represented the libertarian government of Cuba, but he lived in New Orleans at the time. And I remember that they were talking about a huge plot assassination on the guy's life or something like that, because he got into an argument with him on the streets. Right
Oswald actually took a shot at somebody.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
Into their window. General Walker was the guy's name. It was on April 10th of 1963. Oswald attempted to kill retired U.S. Major General Edwin Walker. He's an outspoken anti-communist, segregationist, and member of the John Birch Society. And the grand jury, Oswald purchases a. I'm sorry. I'm just reading. I'm making sure they're not going to the JFK thing.
Yeah.
He fired at Walker through a window from less than 100 feet away. As Walker sat at a desk at home, the bullet struck the window frame, and Walker's only injury was a bullet fragment to the forearm. Oswald returned home and told Marina what he had done, and he had confessed to his wife, I guess, what he had done. So, there was a lot of stuff about Oswald that kind of went into. He did have the personality of this little small man who would do this.
Yeah.
And it's like, even though it does look kind of fishy, my question is, why would, all these things that are so obvious, especially his government connection, is if he was being used, why would they use a guy that had defected to Russia and back? I mean, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Or why not have a better plan for him? Why would you just say, okay, run out of here, get out of here, and then go home? Why not just have him picked up and taken somewhere? He took the bus.
I think that you could probably make better points as far as why this dumbass Oswald was used. Aside from that one, I think that's a perfect reason to use him, because they were building the case that he was a communist supporter.
But why use a guy?
Back in those days, some of us may remember, and I don't. I'm not that old, but at that era, the communism was like our terrorism. So everybody was on high notice. If you could paint somebody with a communism brush, I mean, that was the way to go.
Regardless, it doesn't prove anything. This guy still could have just been the fucking only guy that was involved.
And why would they allow this? Is what I'm saying is, why not pick him up after? If they, say Ruby killed him. Okay, Ruby did kill him in the basement. Why would you allow this guy to shoot Kennedy, leave the building, take a bus, get picked up by the police. Like, if he's the guy and you have to silence him, why don't you meet him after he shoots the why do they allow him to be questioned for 2 days by Dallas police and Secret Service?
He shoots a cop.
He
kills a
Tippett.
cop.
That's a good point as far as the cop goes, but that's another. Again, like I said, guys, I'm kind of painting myself with the brush of being a conspiracist, but I'm really not. I think you're making valid points. But the other point I would make on that regard was that how quick he was arrested at that movie theater. Someone knew he was going to be there, and it wasn't like they already had a description of the guy, his size, his weight, what he looked like, and they were ready to go for him at a movie theater.
I've read moment by moment what happened after he left that movie theater. After he left the thing and went home and whatever he did, and picked up another pistol. And after he shot Tippett, there were witnesses to that.
Right.
A couple of guys chased him. They chased him after shooting Tippett, and then the one guy's like, "What are you doing?" He's got to, and they ran, and then he ran into the movie. It was like I read step by step how they got him. They didn't just know he was in the movie theater, but he had shot a cop.
Yeah, if he hadn't shot the cop, if that hadn't happened, I don't think they would have gotten him.
Not immediately.
I think they had gotten him so quickly because he shot a cop, and maybe they started putting 2 and 2 together and saying, this could be the guy that shot the president.
And instead of because there was a description of him because he worked in the book depository and he wasn't accounted for.
Yeah.
And instead of people realizing this guy had just committed the assassination of a president and was panicking, dude, he was panicking. He left the fucking gun up in the book depository. And he left, and he goes home, and he gets his... It's like, instead of realizing the guy's falling apart, everybody thinks like the government just set it up, but it doesn't make sense to me. Like he's going to meet his handler. Like, they're going to say to Oswald, okay, go to the movie theater and meet your handler so you can, talk about the assassination in a movie theater?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just pick him up?
Some popcorn.
You guys definitely know what you're talking about. You're not just ranting and raving about the stuff. So
Jimmy studies this.
No, because, dude, I was a conspiracy guy.
He's read a lot of fucking books on this thing.
I was a conspiracy guy for a long time, and I really believed that there's no way he could have done it. Mm-hmm. And on the surface, and then I finally read a lot of deeper stuff about it.
Well, what turned you? What was the one thing that finally turned you?
Bugliosi's book had a lot to do with it because of the way he went through. He was meticulous about it. And one thing with a lot of the conspiracy guys is they always left a giant hole. And Bugliosi pointed out something.
So did Oswald.
He pointed out that conspiracy guys have this thing where any little thing, no matter how innocuous, that they think makes their case, they grab onto. But any piece of evidence that goes in the opposite, no matter how solid, they ignore.
Right.
And I noticed from talking to those guys and from what I've bothered, like David Lifton wrote a book called Best Evidence about the autopsy and how Commander Humes said these weird things about the autopsy and the fucking trach hole, which they thought was about all this stuff. And he left out a giant piece, which is when did they alter the body? You actually believe that they altered the president's body. His only conclusion was they did it on Air Force One. And I'm like, no, they didn't. No, they didn't. They didn't alter the president's body. Nobody at that moment is thinking, we have to make it look like the bullet came from the back. Nobody's thinking about...
What book are you referring to? So
that is stupid.
It was called Best Evidence by David Lifton. And I've heard him... Yeah, David Lifton, smart guy. There's 6 Seconds in Dallas. There's a lot of them. But when you look at the entire statements, that they latch on to these things that people said in the moment...
Yeah.
And they take pieces of statements and
they make it fit for their own need instead of looking at the overall picture and putting together evidence. They see what they want to believe and then take little pieces and build their story up.
And I look at the way I examined it when I was thinking it was a conspiracy, and then what turned me, and I feel I was pretty open-minded about it. And by talking to a lot of these conspiracy guys, to me they're married to the agenda of it being a conspiracy. So I lost a lot of respect for all of them.
Yeah, there's no change in their minds.
It's pretty fucking presumptive of me, but I didn't realize I was going to be calling this morning and you were going to be flipping me. So I'm going to go read that book because you make some valid points. I'm going to read that book and look into it. But on a side note, real quick, I got to run. I want to tell you guys, I'm in the Coast Guard out here in Virginia. You guys are big. And
thank you.
We appreciate your radio show, what you guys do. You guys are funny as hell. And I'll tell you, that Jesse Ventura impersonation you're doing this morning, that shit is the funniest fucking
Coast Guard. He's the guy that was chasing me near Plum Island.
Shut up. Hey, the book, by the way, that I'm talking about to read is Reclaiming History by Bugliosi. About 1,200 pages.
Wow.
That Reclaiming History, and that's I think it's in 07.
Shit.
He investigated it for 20 years.
I think I'll read that side by side with the 9/11 Commission report.
It'll be a good read, though.
Yeah, it's a big one. All right, thanks for calling.
Thank you, brother. Say hi to the boys down there for us. There you go. All right.
Nice.
Want to take a quick break? We got a lot of guests today. We got Mike Wolf and Frank Fritz from American Pickers coming in. And we could ask them, is it possible that someone has a fucking picture of Oswald in the window and they just don't realize it?
They won't know.
I saw that.
No, but they'll have some experience in this type of shit. The stuff they have found that people never realized they had.
People's shit. Yep.
Right. Dennis Leary at 9 promoting his book, Suck On, this year. And Joey Pants.
Yes.
How do you say his last name?
Pantaleon, I think.
Pantaleon.
I think so.
Pantaleon. Joey Pants.
Joey Pants. That's why we like to say Joey Pants from The Sopranos, and he was Guido the Killer Pimp in Risky Business, and he's had a million fucking roles. He was in Memento, which was a great movie.
Great fucking scene in Sopranos when he just puts his elbow in the fucking ice and just goes, first of all, she was a hooah.
Yeah.
After he kills that hooker.
Yeah.
Outside.
One of the sickest scenes in The Sopranos, by the way.
He was just mad that his arm hurt.
Yeah.
It's like, give me some ice.
He was a fucking sociopath.
She was a hooah.
All right. When we get back, Andy Rooney does an entire segment naming people who have written him letters.
Oh, naming names.
Naming names. He's still reading letters from his fans.
A little harder for me to make fun of Andy Rooney these days.
Why? What happened?
I saw a documentary.
On him?
No, on World War II, on the Army Air Corps, he
was part of that, right?
B-17s.
He was a reporter.
He was a reporter.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker had the balls to go on a goddamn bombing mission over Germany in a B-17 that was just getting fucked with anti-aircraft
so
fire
him
and
to
fighter.
Allow him to do his
die.
nonsense now?
So it's like, that's some balls, man. That's some fucking balls. But he is a doddering old fool.
I've always loved Andy Rooney, but he's fun to make fun of.
But wow, what a history that guy had from that shit. Like, that was real reporting. I want to see one of these motherfuckers. You know, I know these guys do embed themselves.
Geraldo would do it.
Yeah,
Geraldo would do it.
Geraldo would do it, but Geraldo would do it for Geraldo.
Maybe, sure.
I know fucking Geraldo well enough to know he does shit because look at me. Right. I'm Geraldo and I'm in danger. This motherfucker was just with, hey, I'm writing some article about the war and it would best serve the people if I went along on a little ride.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. He thought he was dead.
All right, and also they're hunting the Bears.
The Bears.
In Jersey. This comes up every fucking year. It's the exact same story every year. And we'll do it again this year for you. Maybe we'll have a different take on it.
I doubt it. I mean, sure.
Bear hunting season is upon us, and there's a lot of people upset and protesting. So.
Good.
Opie and Anthony Show on the Virus, Sirius XM.
41 years ago.
What?
That Rolling Stones concert that went horribly bad.
At Altamont Speedway?
41 years ago, 4 people killed.
It was 4?
It was supposed to be, it was supposed to be the West Coast version of Woodstock, basically.
Peace and love?
They failed miserably with that one. Charlie Manson, it's a
quickie. We got to figure out a way to give these things away.
Yeah, we will.
I'm disgusted.
Charlie Manson caught with cell phone in prison.
What the hell's he calling?
Thank you. That's the only reason I just read that.
Like,
wouldn't you want to know who Charlie Manson is calling with a cell phone from prison?
Who's taking his calls? Yeah.
He's got a cell phone in the jail there, and they caught him. He was caught with a LG flip phone. Under the mattress, and had used it several times before officers discovered it. But he's been in jail so long. Who's he calling?
You think LG is going to use that? A commercial?
That would be a great
Manson's
fucking
phone?
commercial.
Yeah.
But who's he calling? I don't think his family is around anymore, right? Did they ever support him? He was a loner, right?
Is that it? Is it a smartphone? Is he able to get any video on that? Can he Google? Can he Google? Can Charlie Manson get iTunes?
Oh, bad news for
Got
Manson.
apps?
Prison officials added 30 days to Manson's sentence.
Wait a minute. Isn't he just in forever?
He just got an extra 30 days.
30 days.
So
He's Charles Manson.
So I guess when he dies, they leave the body there for another 30 days or something. That's how you should work that shit, by the way.
30 days.
What does it matter after a while?
It doesn't, especially to him.
Right.
Does anyone honestly think Charles Manson is walking out of that prison anytime?
Manson made calls and sent text messages to people in California, New Jersey, Florida, and British Columbia, but it wasn't known if the calls were crime-related.
Crime-related?
There's not much... they got to do a story on this. Who the fuck did Manson call?
Was he sexting?
You think he got some sexting done?
Yeah, he's taking pictures of his cock. Little swastika carved in that head, too. Great.
So Manson got called with a cell phone.
Aw.
Which is just very strange to me.
Fella.
I need to know who he called. If anyone knows, please send the info to us.
Yes.
They're hunting the bears.
Yeah, I guess in Jersey.
Yeah.
Another big bear hunt.
Yeah.
Reminds me of the Yogi Bear movies coming out. Looks great.
I got to understand, I guess that's for kids because that looks just so horrendously bad.
You're going to be seeing that one, though.
Every
time one of those trailers comes on, my chick just goes, "We're gonna go see that in a couple of years." You know that?
Is that what happens?
Well, yeah. You got a kid though.
They do a pretty good job with kid movies in general.
Your kid's gonna want to see some shitty stuff.
I've been watching kid movies without having a kid for years. That Entangled is supposed to be really good.
Yeah, sure.
Or Tangled, I guess, right?
See,
Tangled?
that's like now he doesn't have any say over what he wants to watch. So you could put on kid stuff and be like, oh, that's cool. But they reach an age, and I know this from nieces, nephews, and that bullshit, and I'm sure you do too. They reach a certain age where they watch shit that isn't even fucking entertaining to an adult on any level.
Yeah, but not only do they watch shit, what I've learned from my nephews and nieces, they watch the same shit about 1,000 times.
Over and over again.
And it's new to them every time they want to watch it. And you're sitting there going, holy crap, I know every line from this horseshit movie.
You really coming away with anything from Dora the Explorer?
Oh, God.
Bob the Builder? Did you come away with anything from Bob the Builder?
Oh, God.
Or the train? What was the train?
Thomas
the fucking train.
It's about the backyard.
Backyardigans.
The Backyardigans.
I know that one already. And they only have one on demand, so I got to go and get the DVD because the one on demand is driving me fucking nuts.
You know how much kid stuff I've just downloaded illegally on the internet?
You should.
just because I can't take the 3 that are on demand.
Well, what I do is I sit them in front of my Mac and we do some YouTube exploring, some shit, and some of the old stuff, which I enjoy too. Yeah, I threw some Bugs. I threw some Bugs Bunny at him.
Bugs, was he laughing?
Yeah, he seemed to be enjoying it. Whatever the fuck goes on in his tiny little brain.
Bugs rules.
He seemed to be into it.
Old school Bugs.
Old school Bugs.
Anything pre-1970 around there. You can't go past 1970 with Bugs.
No.
Yeah, they really fucked it up. The animation sucked. The voice sucked.
It was done by 1970?
Yeah, 1970. Anything newer than that? Ugh.
We've done the bit a million times, but it's worth repeating how they just butchered our old cartoons. It's unbelievable. You don't even recognize them.
Nah.
They take out all the violence, the guns, everything.
Yeah, Yosemite Sam was always shooting people.
Right.
He was shooting at people.
They can't even show any of those.
No. Yeah,
all right.
I don't like that at all.
But they're hunting the bears.
Yeah, this is what they do to keep the bear population down in Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
See, many years ago, I guess people just went out popping animals, and after a while, you start running out of the animals.
Right.
And then they put in these laws in place that make the animal population grow. And then after a while, it's like, wow, now they're starting to go in people's backyards, and they're eating garbage. And
I'm not a fan of shooting the animals in general. It's not my thing, but
I'm not either.
But they got this whole thing figured out
I'm not a hunter.
To just try to keep the numbers to a point where the bears could, live their lives.
Yeah, there's a delicate balance there. And sorry, we're in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
We're part of the animal population, so we got to kind of.
So they're extremely strict with the hunters, and they figure the number out, and they say, okay, this year we're going to allow you to kill a certain amount of bears. It's all on the up and up.
Yeah, it's
they got to tag them,
and they know that they pretty much can count these fucking things. They know how many are around. They know how many are pregnant, and they take how many cubs they think are going to be born next year, and they kill off some of the bears, a similar number the year before, so that they have stuff to eat.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's the story.
New Jersey's largest mammal, the black bear, will go from predator to prey today. About 6,500 hunters received permits for the Garden State's latest hunt, designed to keep the black bear population under control and away from people's homes.
4 o'clock in the morning, I had a bear rip my shed apart and try to drag the deer out.
Today's hunt, the state's third since 2003, was given the final go-ahead after a state appellate court rejected an appeal by animal rights activists.
When the Division of Fish and Wildlife says that the bear hunt is only one component, it's the only component because they have no money for non-lethal, and non-lethal is the only thing that works.
This hunt is not about safety. It's not about population.
What is it?
It's about trophies, rugs, and wall mounts.
State wildlife officials disagree. They say from January to July of this year, there's been one bear attack on a human, but 26 home entries and more than 500 nuisance incidents.
Nuisance. I like that. It's like one death, some home entries, and then nuisance incidents.
Look, is there trophies
Kind of
involved?
some money.
Is there some bear rugs involved? Of course, but that's not the only reason. No. They only want to take 300 to 400 bears, right? And at that, the state is going to just stop the hunting.
Yeah, they know how many tags they give out.
As soon as they get the proper amount of tags, then it's done. It's over with. And if you fucking leave the woods with a bear that's not tagged, you're in fucking deep shit.
Forgot my tags.
You're in deep shit.
It's my tags.
You're in deep doo-doo.
I want to be in full compliance.
But the guy bitching about how a bear went ripping through his screen or whatever the fuck he said. And whatever.
Dragging his fucking dinner away.
You chose to live that close to the animals. Deal with it.
Yeah, well, that's just it. They kind of pour into suburbia after a while. We have a big deer problem on Long Island, especially out east. If they don't hunt deer out there, it gets crazy to the point where it's cruel for the deer to not hunt them. Sounds odd. But if you just let them reproduce, they will fuck and have baby deer until they're starving and diseased and wandering out into the highways.
Can you say until the cows come home?
Well, there's a cow hunt going on, too, so they won't be coming home.
Yeah, the deers end up suffering, man.
Yeah.
It's not the old days where they had
starve.
They had the entire Long Island to fucking feed off.
All of Long Island was grazing land.
Yeah, there's not a lot of areas for these deer to keep,
No. So they just, they're very strict with how many permits they give out and tags, and then you hunt. That's what people do. We hunt animals. Until we stop eating fucking animals and making shit out of fur and stuff, animal rights people could fuck off. Yeah. It's not like they're just going, and they picture it as just a yee-haw, thousands of people running around with guns shooting anything that moves. It's not it. Hunters are very respectful of the animal kingdom.
We got two guys that are right in the middle of bear country in Jersey. Adam, go ahead.
Camden?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey.
Good morning. Yeah, I live in northern New Jersey, has the biggest bear problem. And I think Vernon, New Jersey, is where I live, is probably the heart of it. I mean, we've probably got about 600 to 700 bears, in our town. And there's fanatics that want you to believe that, like, we're just going around blowing away the bears for rugs. Like, nobody's got bearskin rugs.
Gaudy.
Yeah. I used to live
you put it in your man cave.
Yeah, man. Look, I bagged this bear.
Guess what?
Yeah, really. I used to live in this condo complex on, there's a ski resort here in my town. And every time there's a new
Braggart.
bear,
We got a radio show.
Yeah. They would, every time there's a nuisance bear that gets into a dumpster or whatever, they would tag it in the ear or whatever. I had this bear in my dumpster outside one day. This thing had it had on collars, 6 tags. It had
tattoos and flaming shoes.
Exactly. Then I moved across town. Another, the whole town's fairly wooded. It's like 60 square miles or something. I went outside with my kid in my carriage one day to go to work in his little stroller or whatever.
Carriage.
And there was a mother bear in my yard with 6 cubs, right at the front steps of my house. So,
nice.
I mean, I'm a hunter, but I don't want to just go out there and just shoot crap for the hell of it. I mean, it's fun. I own a lot of guns and whatever, but
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
How do you kill a bear? I understand that I've turned the corner. I kind of understand that why it's being done, but how do you actually see a bear 100 yards away or whatever and actually pull that fucking trigger?
Well, it's just got to be something you're into. I mean, I've been a hunter for a while.
Have you ever heard him crying and suffering because you fucking didn't give him a death shot?
Listen, man, have you ever bought an $800 Weber grill to have a bear drag it off?
This guy's like, fuck him.
He's heard this shit enough.
Guy stole my barbecue.
Right.
I'm fucking drilling him.
You know, you make a good point. That would enrage me too.
$800 grill. I grilled 4 burgers on it. The bear wanted the grease on it. He dragged it through my yard.
That's fucking great. What do you use?
You showed me.
What do you use to hunt bear?
An 870 with slugs. There's nothing else you can use, and especially
Yeah.
you can't use a rifle. So.
Can't use a rifle. Got to use shotgun with slugs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, and I don't know if they allow bear baiting in New Jersey. I see it on TV where they have they put out bait and the bear comes to it. I don't think you could do that. I think you got to just either walk through the woods and find them, or sit in a tree stand. And
What about bow? They allow bow
not yet.
on a bear. That'd be nice, right? There's a challenge.
You want to hear some suffering?
That's a little challenge, though. He might come around and fucking charge you.
Yeah.
Although black bears aren't. They're not grizzlies. Like everybody thinks, oh, bear.
Black
They
bears
could get pretty big, but not like a grizzly or anything.
The brown ones are the worst, right?
Brown bear's pretty nasty.
I remember from that weird documentary with
Grizzlies
that weird,
are fucking the worst.
What was the fucking bear documentary again? Where the guy, huh? Grizzly Man.
Grizzly Man.
That fucking documentary ruled.
They say if a bear is chasing you and you don't know if it's a brown bear or a grizzly, he goes, run up a tree. The brown bear will climb up and get you, and the grizzly will just knock the tree down.
Wow.
That's a little hunter humor for you.
And I took it as seriously.
Yeah, it's a little joke because
Very
you're
good.
dead no matter what.
Let's go to Rob in Jersey. Thanks for the call, Adam. Rob, what do you want to add to this? Hey, man.
I just want to tell you that years ago, the Division of Fish and Game reintroduced bears to New Jersey in the 70s, and that was to strictly hunt bears in the future. So, I mean, they
guess
were
it's the
put there for a
future.
purpose.
Yeah, huh?
The hunter's licenses also.
Well, I just don't want to hear the homeowner bitching because there's a bear in their backyard. You know, you chose to live that close to them.
Well, you know what? You're right. And just in the morning when you come out of the house, if there's a raccoon in your garbage, you're like, holy shit, there's a raccoon. But you come out of the house and you're turning around and holy shit, there's a bear.
Right. Well, that's just the thing. The people are living in areas that don't normally have bears in them, and when the bears overpopulate, they start
start really
out.
pushing forward.
So that's
right?
that's why they blast a few of them. I don't know. I'm not a hunter.
I'm interested in shooting a bear myself personally, but I'm all for it. And the other thing is that most of these people that are complaining don't live anywhere near these bears. That's the problem.
Well, of course, they're living their little loft somewhere.
Sure.
Man.
Ant's a big gun guy, but not a hunter, right?
Yeah, I'm a big gun guy, not a hunter. I don't like hunting. I don't mind people hunting. It's just not for me. I feel bad. I've hunted before, and I've had no problem with it. You know, I've eaten what I killed and shit like that. But, to go out and just, blast something like that, not my cup of tea. I'd rather wait for a home invasion.
Right.
That'll happen, Ant.
It'll happen.
Just have patience.
It's what it is. People are going to complain about it. It's got to get done, and hopefully, there's no incidents.
All right,
yeah,
brother.
I could wait for
Thank
a bear to enter my house. That'd be nice.
Sure.
Then I could hunt.
Sure.
And get the home invasion and everything over with in one shot.
You don't have deer in your area, do you?
Yeah.
You
There's
do?
some- yeah.
No.
In some of the more, like some of the park areas.
Really?
Yeah. Some of
I always
the
think
parks.
deer is just pretty much way out east on Long
No,
Island.
they're all over Long Island. I think they stop at the Queens border. But they're all over the fucking
No
place.
kidding. Mike in Jersey. Mike.
What's going on, guys?
Kodiak Grizzlies are the worst. Thank you, Logan from Scranton.
Kodiak Grizzlies.
Yes.
Sounds nasty.
What do you got, brother?
What's going on? Yeah, I got a little, information with bear hunting in Jersey. I'm going tomorrow with my buddy. You can bait bears in Jersey. You just can't, you have to be out in the open. You can't use a blind or a tree stand when you bait the bears. You can bait them with pretty much anything. Me and my buddy are going to be doing a honey burn where you just pretty much burn honey in a pot, and the smell gets into the air, and they, the sweetness, they come running towards it.
Ah, Tigger, somebody's burning honey in a pot. And there he goes, bullet in his little poo head.
Pretty much. Plug right through the lungs and knock them down. But they do make a horrible sound. It's one of the... If you YouTube it and you get blown out arrow shots with bears, it's a sound that's like unhuman-like. It's just crazy.
Can we get a video of that up, Danny, if you find a good one? I want to see why YouTube would allow that, but not my dumb video.
And sometimes with bears, too.
Bears suffering and crying, but my dumb video where I called someone out, oh no, that's too nasty for the YouTube community.
What is the thing with the shotgun? Why can't you use a rifle? What's
Jersey, you can't use centerfire or rimfire rifles. Their reason behind it is the bullets have a ricochet that's farther than a shotgun slug, which is untrue. A shotgun slug will ricochet farther than any bullet.
Yeah.
And just because they're high-powered, even though we go muzzle loading and we use 50 caliber rifles for muzzle loading, you can't use a 30-06 or a 7mm with going out shotgun like hunting in Jersey, which is a little ridiculous.
Yeah, huh? You use muzzle loader?
Yeah.
Jesus, that's crazy
me and my
shit.
buddy just went last week. He actually shot a doe and was already shot 3 times already, and the thing didn't die. We had to jump on it, and he had to cut its throat to bleed it out because the thing.
What kind of fucking monster?
I just
he jumps on it and slits his throat.
I just don't get it. I'm not one of these rah-rah guys. Trust me, to the hunters out there, but I just don't understand the mindset where you now bleed out the animal. Holy shit!
Well,
although I enjoy fishing, so but they don't have expressions. It's an old gag, but it's a lot easier.
They're
they can't even blink at you.
I don't like buying meat in the store, so we hunt for the meat.
Yeah, I'm not gonna judge you, sir. It's I could never bleed out an animal.
It's like slit its throat.
Holy shit!
That's the second time in my life that I've actually had to jump on a deer and have someone slice its throat to bleed it out. I was 9 years old with my father, and a deer got hit. Now, 9-year-old, and your dad's like, jump on it, hold its leg down, and my father's cutting his throat with a knife. It's a little traumatizing, but I guess that's why I'm a little fucked up now.
Do you at least look away so you don't look into the little deer eyes and see its soul?
You got to be personal. You got to stare right into their eyes and watch the life melt around.
Oh, Jesus.
I know. I remember one time we were having a barbecue at Jimmy Jackson's ranch.
Yeah.
And he had some piggies around back. And me and my father and
you guys needed bacon.
Jimmy Jackson.
Here we go.
Went out and Jimmy held the pig's rear legs, and I had to hold the pig's front legs. And my father just goes, and I'm like, all right, what's going on here? My father just takes out his .357 and blasts the pig right in the top of the head.
How old were you?
I don't know, probably 13.
Jesus.
And the pig just went like, because it was like, whee! It was really squealing like while we were holding it.
Yeah.
It was very hard to hold. And then he just blasted it, and its legs just went straight out and started shaking.
And that was it.
Yeah, and then they slit the throat, got the pulley, hang it up. Womp, womp, womp. You get it onto the rafters and bleed it out. And then, the people come over and skin it and do all that bullshit.
It probably tasted really good, though.
Oh, it was amazing. They cook it in the ground for
I heard
a day or 2 days.
You
or
wrap it
whatever
up in all sorts of shit,
Yeah,
right?
you wrap it up in a bunch of shit. You put a bunch of coals, get them all hot, and then you put it in the ground and you fucking bury it.
Yeah, I've seen that
And then
somewhere.
you dig it up like a day and a half later or something, and it's amazing.
How do you know how long to do it?
I don't know.
That's so fucked up.
It is really fucked up. People just learn this shit.
I was going to ask you something else. You said something there. Oh, Colin Quinn's been doing the show lately, right?
Yeah.
You haven't told him a Jimmy Jackson story. He's a big fan of the Jimmy Jackson.
I know. I was listening to a best of, and I was telling the Chariot story, and Colin was in here just laughing at that.
He
so
loves
fun
Jimmy
to listen
Jackson.
to.
He can't get enough of Jimmy Jackson. Here's a cop.
A cop, you idiot.
Don in Jersey, you getting ready for the big bear thing, huh?
I hope they fucking kill them all. I'm tired of responding.
Oh, you get a lot of calls, a lot of bear calls.
And the residents want you to do something about it. So we pull up, we hit the air horn, they look at you like, yeah, can I help you? And they tear apart their $100 bear-proof garbage cans, fuck everything up. They run, then they decide to go play with the school kids. And then we got to respond to the school. It's such a fucking hassle.
Yeah, huh?
We hit the old, and nothing happens.
Yeah, and that's all you can do. You're not allowed to shoot them or anything unless they're putting someone in danger.
Handgun is just going to piss them off. So.
Yeah.
Right.
What a pain in the
All
ass.
right, well, bear season is here. It happens every year.
Hunt on.
And what, they could stop it before Saturday if they get their numbers?
Yeah.
I have no idea what the
I would love
limits are.
And who's
You
in?
can't shoot where I live. It's too residential.
You're not in charge of the tags, right? Who's in charge of the tags?
That's like Fish and Wildlife.
See, I want to talk to one of those guys because I'm telling you, they're fucking animals as far as how strict they are.
Yeah,
and they don't play, man.
All the fines you could get,
right?
Shit, amazing.
All right, Don, thank you. Let's go to Brandon in Nevada. Brandon.
Oh, man, you guys want to hear a bear scream? There's this video. I can't believe you haven't mentioned it. You must not have heard about it. It's called Shake That Bear. There's these rednecks that insist on shooting a bear out of a tree and then fucking on top of it.
Wait. They shoot it and then fuck on it?
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah, you got to
Dan, he goes, I've seen that.
I don't know if I could do this.
I've seen that.
Yeah, just turn the volume up because the bear screams.
We're going to E-fucked it?
The dogs are chewing on the bear.
Wow, and people are fucking on it? It's interesting.
Yeah, I guess that's the point of the video. They go out and...
What's it called?
You know what? She's kind of sexy, too.
What's it called?
It's called Shake That Bear.
Shake That Bear?
Yeah.
That's going to be a little rough for me.
Well, let's see what this is all about.
That's fucking horrible.
I don't like, gross,
that's horrible.
cruel things like that myself. But I might watch it.
Right.
And John in Jersey. John, thank you. We're going to look at that. John in Jersey real fast.
Hey.
Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah, I called because, I think hunters, the only reason they go out there is because they have small penises.
Oh, that must be it, right? Yeah.
No, I live up in Warren County, and there's, as soon as I moved there, they gave us pamphlets, welcome to bear country. This is how, if you see a bear, do this, don't do this.
Yeah.
I saw 2 bears outside my bedroom the other night, but who cares?
Some people do. I guess they don't like their shit being eaten. Don't like their pets getting eaten.
Yeah, but then don't live in that area.
About it. Yeah, the only people I see complaining about it are these rednecks with ponytails, holding guns, and all they want to do is shoot. And, they say, the deer is, the bear comes in my house, he takes my the deer, and, he's
How should we deal with animal kind of overpopulation in areas, do you think?
Before moving up there, I've also lived in other parts of North Jersey. Never saw a bear in my life. Never. And I guess it happens. But, I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Well, they got to
Really?
They do have to knock the numbers down a little bit, or at least, somehow figure out how to move the bears.
You're just against hunting, right?
I'm not against hunting.
Are you a
I
vegetarian?
think, no.
Oh, okay. So then you're fine with animals being killed for food. What's
I'm
the
fine with
difference?
that.
Then what's the difference between guys going out there shooting and eating the meat from what they kill?
Because a lot of people say that they eat the meat, but I don't really think they eat the meat. I think they just say that as an excuse to go out there.
So what do you think their bottom line is? What, they just want to kill something?
Yeah.
You think? Do you honestly think all hunters have small penises and just want to kill things? Do you really think that?
You're oversimplifying. You're removing the small dick thing is what people say to kind of degrade people doing something they don't like. Like, some of them probably do, but I think hunting is disgusting. I mean, unless you're eating everything. Like, Nugent, I don't think is gross because he really eats what he hunts, and he doesn't want to go to the store and whatever. He's the guy who lives in the wilderness.
Feeds homeless people with what he fucking
Yeah, I
kills
mean,
and shit.
there's a difference.
Jimmy?
What's that? Yeah.
Hey, Jimmy, I love you. I saw you a bunch of times in Jersey.
Thank you, buddy. But I think, I think hunting in general is just gross.
I drive an Escalade. I have giant guns, and my penis is just fine, sir.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's a monster, supposedly.
I have guns. I love guns. I love going and shooting guns. But you know what? I think that the only people that are for this bear hunt are just these guys that just love hunting, and they'll make up any excuse they can.
Well, people do love hunting, and it's not illegal. People hunt. It's what they do. You don't like it. It doesn't mean they have small penises or they're assholes or anything else. You just disagree with it. It's fine. But, you don't have to be. You sound like a very effeminate guy. I didn't bring that up.
No.
You sound very gay in your voice. Your voice has like a gay lilt to it. But I didn't bring that up, and I wouldn't bring it up.
That's fine. Hey, it doesn't bother me. You know why? Because I don't have a small.
No, it doesn't bother me either. It doesn't matter. That's fine. All right, thank you.
You know, this is where I this is just disgusting.
Why is the guy?
No. Thanks, John.
Thank
Too
you,
late for
sir.
that. Is the bear still alive or he's dead at least? All right, fuck.
Bear's dead.
And the girl's
the woman's
dead.
moaning.
Yeah, the woman's moaning.
Maybe the guy thought it was the bear moaning, but it's the woman because she's getting fucked.
What is the point of this?
I don't know.
Because you've jerked off to everything else.
So
That's the point. Because you've jerked off to everything else. Let me give you
that
this.
should be the tagline for E Fucked.
Yeah.
Well, that's just disgusting. This is why humans suck. Why? What are you doing?
Well, all of a sudden it just got better though. It's coming on our ass for some reason. I don't get it. Okay, that's not right.
And the
It's a
bear,
bunch of fucking.
And then they allow the dogs to have at it.
Hound dogs just ripping a bear apart.
All right, Jesus.
Wow. Jeez, they are strong. Those
American
dogs.
Pickers, we do those guys next. Mike Wolf and Frank Fritz.
The Opie and Anthony Show on the Virus, Sirius XM.
It's loud, right? Hey, by the way, we did not forget about the Paul McCartney tickets. We're still going to give those away. It's a big deal, big show. When is that? A week from today, I think. Yeah, it's an exclusive show at
a week from today.
Yes.
At the Apollo.
At the Apollo Theater. You
Can't
ever been
buy
to the,
these tickets.
You ever been to the Apollo?
I've never been.
No.
What a
Neither have
great
I.
way to go to the Apollo Theater to see Paul McCartney.
Never been there myself.
Although Paul McCartney died in 1966. And they replaced him with a Canadian, I think.
A Canadian?
Yeah, I think it's. I'm going to go with Campbell.
Really?
Yeah, that's one of the big conspiracies. Maybe Jesse Ventura could get into that one.
They replaced him with a Canadian.
And I think his last name was Campbell, if I'm not mistaken.
He stepped in some thermite paint.
Yeah, we lost McCartney years ago, man. But
yeah,
the Beatles
that's
were such
the
a
whole
big.
I Am the Walrus thing.
Yeah, it was such a big moneymaker. They had to replace Paul to make it,
and they found someone that looked and sounded just like.
Yeah, sure. Is it Campbell or am I mistaken? Maybe someone can do the research on that. Do you know, Travis? I have no idea. No one knows?
They're just showing the bear hunt. I love the people that tie the bears to their fenders and roofs of their cars when they're driving down the road. That horrifies children. A deer tied to a fender with blood dripping down the tire.
You never made...
And some kid just looking out his window, I was just counting Volkswagens.
You've never really made the trip from New York to Western New York in the middle of deer hunting season, have you?
I've been up there.
Route 17?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I've seen plenty of
We used to count, the deer on the top of the cars.
Yeah, the station wagons.
Unbelievable.
Blood dripping down the back window.
Oh, yeah, you get it home any way you can.
Yeah.
And just count them.
I always laughed at the ones that would tie him to the front fender. That was like the big thing to do back in the oldie days.
Right.
Was tie it to the front fender.
Yeah, a lot on the roofs, I think.
Yeah.
Living in Western New York, you saw deer all the fucking time. So many deer on the side of the road dead. So many.
Dead.
So many deer that you would just see getting hit when you're on a highway.
Yeah, that'll fuck you up.
I've seen more than a few of those over the years. William
see.
Campbell, thank you. Thank you.
Campbell.
Here's the story for Jesse Ventura. Maybe he could do this on his conspiracy show. The clues were used to suggest the following story. The Beatles clues in their music and all? All right, and him barefoot and all that crap? 3 years previously, on November 9th, 1966, McCartney, after an argument during a Beatles recording session, had angrily driven off in his car. He had crashed it and died as a result. To spare the public from grief, the Beatles replaced him with William Campbell, the winner of a McCartney lookalike contest.
That sounds ludicrous. No
Why?
way.
It's just as good as any other conspiracy.
Any other conspiracy? Yeah, I'm not buying it.
That's how we should give away the tickets. If your name's William Campbell and you can prove it, you get to go.
If you're actually William Campbell,
isn't that easy to
I never
figure
heard
out?
That name. How did that slip by me all these years?
I remember Campbell. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but that's not fair to the people who aren't named William Campbell. I forgot.
It's too
giving away stuff has become very complicated.
He's too much like Paul McCartney, though. See, he looks like him and sounds like him.
Yeah, but it was a lookalike contest. That makes sense.
Oh, yeah. No.
You remember the Doors cover band out there in Long Island? He looked just like Jim Morrison.
Oh, yeah. There's never anyone that looks exactly like someone else. It's not like the movies.
Was I the only one watching all the shred videos on YouTube over the weekend? Did you go
Hysterical.
deep?
No, I didn't go too
deep.
There's
a million of them.
I watched a few, too. We were all doing that.
Yeah, obviously.
Of course we were. The whole crew was doing it. Me, I love those shred videos. I showed them my girlfriend. We laughed. I did everything but think of what I should have been thinking of.
Exactly.
Everything. I watched a lot of shred. Here, honey, watch this. Let's have a laugh. Hey, let's go see Ozzy again. I did everything except think creatively.
I gotta agree.
Jimmy's very upset because we don't have an idea for the Paul McCartney tickets still.
I do, I
we
really
still don't.
It is a collective we. I'm disgusted with everybody on this show, myself absolutely included.
It's very complicated though because the type of ideas I would come up with, we just can't do anymore. So then I don't know what to do. What do you do? A sob story phone call thing? You know? Because it's got to be careful because it's Paul McCartney.
We wanted to do the wooden leg.
Remember the old days? One of our greatest bits was what would you do for blank tickets? And we would get some amazing shit done.
He would call up and
that's
say,
why the bottle rocket out of the pussy one time.
Yeah.
That's why
having
a gay guy actually having oral sex with a girl.
That's great.
Where he's crying.
Crying.
He was crying, but he wanted, I think it was NSYNC at the time. NSYNC tickets so fucking bad. Yeah. Imagine going to these guys and say, hey, we want a gay guy to give oral sex to a girl for whatever.
Oh, he was in tears.
And that's where my frustration comes in. And I understand maybe that's not even maybe. That stuff maybe, I got to keep saying maybe, is maybe too far for this company. But they want to bring it so fucking close to like something a little better than the 10th caller. So I don't know what to fucking do. I don't even have an idea.
I want to smash my face.
What would your
console.
idea be?
I don't know, but I'm angry at my mental laziness. I mean, I'm going to be really truthful with the audience. I'm mad mostly at myself. I didn't fire off an email. I didn't come up with some great idea. I did nothing.
I didn't either. I watched TV.
But you know what I mean? And I know that. And it's like I'm writing something and I'm working on stand-up and I'm trying to do but I'm angry that I was mad about this last week and I did nothing. I didn't think of anything. If I fired out 10 ideas and they said no to all of them, well, then they can go fuck themselves. But I didn't.
Right.
And I'm mad at myself for that. Like, I didn't even give myself a chance to bitch at them.
Yeah.
I was mentally lazy, and I'm fucking annoyed that I was. I was watching shred videos and Ozzy and Marlo from The Wire. That's what I was doing last night.
Dude, I was looking up Wire quotes.
Yeah.
What's the one about the king? If you go
after the king, you best not miss.
Best not miss, right? What a great Omar line.
Or if you get the tickets, you best not give them away.
Right.
Oh,
Pickers
cool.
are here.
Hey,
great.
Pickers.
Terrific.
You want them in?
Yes.
Come on in.
It's a fucking huge show, man, on the History Channel.
Yeah, pop them.
American Pickers. New episodes start tonight.
Tonight,
yes. The new episodes start tonight.
There they are.
What's up, guys?
I recognize these guys.
Of course, Mike Wolf and Frank Fritz from American Pickers.
Man, I'm taking this Pull a mic up in front of you.
My brother Quinn is probably your biggest fan. And then I just got I got a text from my father-in-law. He's a massive fan. I mean, we got a lot of guys in here, but the American Pickers guys, there's a lot of people that love you. I don't know why.
This is one of those shows that, and there are a few out there right now that on the outside you look at when you first hear about it and go, who's watching this?
Yeah,
Come
are
on,
you
really?
serious?
It's two guys rummaging through people's stuff to try. Really?
Yeah.
And then you put it on the show and you start watching. And you're like, wait a minute, what is that there? How much is that? Really? Is that worth that much? And then you're hooked.
Yeah, we've been doing it for a long time. I mean, Frank and I have known each other since 8th grade, and we've been picking professionally for like 20 years. So it's nothing surprises us anymore, I don't think.
Right. I mean, that's how the show got. I mean, a lot of it's about the characters, and being able to see that there's so much stuff still out there in America.
Do you approach the network with an idea, or do they come to you? Because I'm noticing a trend where a lot of quirky little things are being picked up for TV shows, and I wonder how that works out. Do you pitch it? Or
Well, yeah, I pitched the show for 4.5 years, and actually Frank and I were making videos of ourselves digging in barns.
Oh, okay.
And I wrote a treatment for the show and just started shopping it to production companies, and then
kept saying no.
Everybody kept saying no, no, no. Well, when people saw it, they were like, "This is so cool. I love this, but I don't know what to do with it."
Yeah. And then it's perfect timing because now this is kind of a really popular thing on television.
Between the hoarders and the rest of them.
Well, there's a lot of shows that are trying, mimicking and going side with us now that are popping out.
Right. There's even another show out there. They got like a fat and a skinny guy, just like me and Frankie.
Yeah, I think that's what was that?
I don't know.
Auction
King.
Really?
He doesn't mind being called fat.
I'm talking about myself.
Yeah,
I got a tapeworm, man. I got to eat. I've already ate 7 times today.
He doesn't even look fat.
Yeah, we were pulling tubes early this morning.
Yeah, I mean,
it also convinces people that we all might have something valuable, which is an interesting thing because everybody thinks they might have that one fucking, that Honus Wagner card in there.
But with that said, we were talking earlier about the JFK assassination, okay? And the big thing is we can't believe no one really has a picture of Oswald from that window. And we just were thinking that someone just might have that. They just don't realize. And even though that was a massive over-the-top event.
Yeah,
Is
did you
that
see in the
possible?
paper the other day that they're auctioning off Oswald's casket?
Oh, God, right, the coffin.
Yeah. See that?
Coffin, yeah.
What a despicable country, yeah.
How'd they get that?
They exhumed his body
for something.
And then the casket had fallen apart, so they put him in a new box, and sent him on his way.
But, I mean, in your expert opinion, do you think there's possibly a picture out there and someone just doesn't know? Because they didn't go through their photographs.
Nothing surprises me anymore.
Or they just threw the camera in a drawer or in the attic and just forgot about it.
Yeah, I mean, look at all that. Recently with that guy that found all those Ansel Adams negatives.
Yeah. I thought you
remember that?
Picasso.
He had them for years, though.
Yeah.
He had them for years.
Yeah.
And the family won't validate them. If they're like, no, what are they saying, that they're stolen or they're not real? Or the family is trying to say that they're not Ansel Adams' work.
Yeah.
But the cloud formations proved it was.
Right.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing for us is just like showing America that these collections still exist and giving the items a voice and giving these people a voice. And that's why I started this project and we started down this path, is we were having all these amazing experiences and we would come home and people were like, that never happened. What? You talking serious? And we're like, man, it happened. And our friends finally said, you know what? You guys need to buy a video camera.
Yeah, because
and that's how it started.
Yeah, we'd come home and we'd say, hey, I mean, the guy had 1,900 chandeliers, and be like, no way, no way. And be like, yeah, I'm telling you, like, no way, there's no way you could have it, So we started filming ourselves and started, recreating this,
Wow. When I was in college, I started picking through the garbage to find exams. But the stuff you would, and we did really well, by the way.
I'm sure.
No, really well. We ended up, it was big business for us back then, and it continued years after we left the college. And all the fraternity houses would call our frat house. This is a true story, asking, because the word got out. Do you have this certain exam, this certain exam? And the whole basement of our frat house was garbage. And we would,
but it was actually treasures.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, it was money.
And I forgot now because it's many years, but I mean, not only did we find
You're
the
an
exams,
entrepreneur.
because it was on the fucking, what do you call that?
Mimeograph machine.
But it was. I hate to date myself, but then they would throw that, what was it called?
The copy.
The carbon thing, whatever.
Oh, carbon copies?
Yeah. In the garbage.
So back in the day.
But me and Frank used to do that kind of stuff too, and then read the paragraph we had to write when we were bad.
Yeah, we used to get in trouble. It used to be what was it?
I, Frank
Fritz, did not fully cogitate the inevitable consequences due to my lack of failure and cooperation to obey the rules and regulations of Bettendorf Middle School. Try writing that about 400 times,
we had to write
baby.
that shit like 200 times every time we did something.
You'd have to write that down, then you'd miss the bus, and then your mom would be like, "Well, I thought you were coming home at 3:30."
Then you couldn't make out with Doris spots under the bridge.
There was nothing detention.
Because that just sprung with something with me. I remember writing.
That's how many times I wrote it.
Is like office detention supersedes all other commitments.
Yeah,
that was number one.
Yeah,
and then there were like 12 other ones, and you had to write it over and over again.
Fucking asshole.
I know that really helps. Doesn't
Wouldn't you rather
it?
just clean up the fucking schoolyard or something?
Yeah, Yeah, or something like pick up some papers.
Something.
I could have been green back then, you know.
Did you guys? So that's what you guys started out as, kind of garbage pickers way
Yeah,
back?
I mean, we were always picking in the garbage when we were little. I had a junkyard that I used to dig in near me, and he was always wandering the railroad tracks.
I had some railroad tracks. I wasn't supposed to cut through there, you know.
There were two things that I would go through people's garbage as a kid to find. We've talked about this, porno.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I still got some.
Yeah,
So all of a sudden,
Larry Flint's my idol.
Garbage Day was great because you would just ride your bike up and down these streets, and every once in a while you see that bundle. Remember it? A bundle of newspapers, and
you knew what it was.
Sometimes,
Gold.
I mean, you would cut that
Had a
rope.
newspaper around it, so
You
couldn't
would
really
cut
see
the rope,
them.
and every once in a while you would find gold. Like, holy shit, I'm 12 years old. I just found fucking porno.
Yeah. And that was the real deal stuff. I'm talking like serious macrame bikinis, but there was no bikini there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Out to the woods.
I have a question.
Oh, yes, James.
What's the most valuable thing you found?
Oh, it would for me. It'd have to be motorcycle related. You know, I found some early. I found a 1913 Indian in a barn. I found a 1913 Harley in a barn. Yeah, motorcycles.
How much is that worth? Those.
An Indian in that condition that I found, probably 25,000. That Harley, probably 55,000, 60,000.
Did these guys know how valuable?
Yeah, I paid up for that stuff. I mean, like that Harley, I stepped up. I paid $25K.
So wait, what year was the Harley?
It's a 1913. I've got it in my dining room. It's beautiful, man.
How long have they been around, Harley Davidson?
03. Yeah, a long
Indian
time.
01.
Does the 1913 run?
I've never started it because the thing is, you know, it's like when you, I look at it as a piece of art, and then when you actually do get it running, then you got to maintain it.
Yeah, that's
and
gonna
Frank,
be,
how do I maintain stuff?
Nothing. He doesn't. I'm the maintainer. I got probably over 40 motorcycles,
And he's got 30 battery chargers.
Yeah. I'm Mr. Battery, you know.
As far as things like not valuable things, but what kind of things do you like finding? Like if you're walking, like some people like toys, other people like signs,
baseball
things.
cards, or
I'm into both those signs toys. Signs are always good. You know, they're thin, they're easy to pack. I'm a big toy collector. You know, we all gravitate towards things that we know. You know, we feel comfortable about, and that's a couple areas that you know I'm comfortable in.
Yeah, I like anything that's transportation related, 4 wheels, 2 wheels. You know, memorabilia, Petroliana, anything that's related. You know, like Frank, oil cans, gas pumps. You know, we like a lot of that stuff. But the thing is, you know, for us to make a living at this, we can't just be a one-trick pony. I mean, we've got to buy a lot of different things, and trends come and go, and we have to pay attention to that. But what's cool about us is like, you know, all of a sudden brass blade fans are hot. Well, it's not so much us finding a brass blade fan. It's like us falling in love with that shit. Like, I love brass blade fans. I want to dry hump a brass blade fan.
Right.
Yeah.
Ow.
Have you ever unearthed a beehive accidentally looking through shit? That's my greatest fear.
God, yeah. Did you see that show?
Yeah, we had he picked up the whole hornet nest and said, "Get this out of here."
Yeah, this guy had like hands like an oven mitt. He just grabbed the hornet's nest and threw it on the ground.
Yeah, we get a lot of bugs, a lot of animals and stuff. Because when and the thing about it, I'm like a bug collector. I'm like one of those lights that the bug flies into.
Oh, he can get stung 100 times.
I got chordate. I got some I got chordate on my legs right now. You know, I mean, I get bugs just are always on me. But what happens is you get in these barns and stuff, and you're disrupting people's lives and the little bugs and stuff and everything. And you're like, oh, wow, no big deal. And then 2 days later, you're like, wow, I got 30 jigger bites on the side of my leg or something.
He was spooning with a bed bug this morning.
Yeah.
Oh, you have bed bugs?
What? No, not yet.
Well, now you do if you're in New York.
Yeah.
Hey, a year and a half ago, me and Frank were sleeping in the van peeing in a freaking Mountain Dew liter bottle, man.
Really?
I mean, seriously, we used to sleep in the van. We were picking all the time.
That's right.
Jesus, it was crazy. Christ. So things have changed dramatically for us.
You guys find a lot of baseball cards?
We haven't really found any baseball cards.
People know now, I think.
Yeah, baseball cards were really hot about 7 years ago.
Yeah, found a little bit in comic books before.
But still, the old baseball cards out there. I do have a follow-up question. Everyone knows the Honus Wagner is the #1 card. I want to know what the =2 card is. No one ever talks about the #2 card.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, whatever happened to the 1951 Mickey Mantle? His rookie year. I mean, at one time those were they were 80 to 125,000. You know what I mean?
Jesus.
The thing about baseball cards too, it's always that #1 card is okay. When you collected as a kid, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You had them all in a stack. And what did you do as soon as you?
I know, rubber band.
You put a rubber band around so that #1 card, if it's good condition, it's always roached because it's rubber band.
Well, you didn't know at the time it was going to be worth something.
We didn't know at the time. My grandfather collected. He collected Yogi Berra, Mickey Mantle, Sandy Koufax, and you know what I used to do with them? I used to put them with the clothespin in my spoke.
Make a nice sound on your bicycle.
Darn right.
Yeah. I remember the biggest score I got when I was walking to school when I was in kindergarten. I came across in the garbage a whole box of STP stickers. And you know, when you're a kid, stickers are like money, man, for trading.
Yeah.
I had a box of these things, and that was like a honey hole.
The sticker to have.
Oh, yeah.
That's before Stone Temple Pilots.
Yeah, I'm talking like 68, 69. I was the man. A couple Playboys and some STPs. I was rocking it.
You had it.
I remember the first hardcore porn I ever saw was magazines I found, and I still remember the photos. Guys with mutton chops, 2 guys, 1 girl.
Mutton chops between their legs.
And I also dug around at old junkyards for beer cans. I was a big beer can collector.
I was too. I started when I was a kid. I started everything: beer cans, rocks, postage stamps. I mean, everything you could. I did.
Rocks. Easy to collect rocks, isn't
because they were by the river.
There's one.
No, I used to put them in the little the shiners. You know, where
tumbler. Yeah,
tumbler. And they cut them out, and they'd be like, "Wow, that's a piece of granite. Fool's gold."
What was your most valuable beer can? Do you remember?
Cone Top Boy.
Yeah, I don't know. Breweries or something.
Well, the Billy beer was huge if you had one that wasn't open.
Man, we see that everywhere. Billy beer and Harley beer.
Yeah, 1986 was when the Billy beer came out.
Right.
Yeah.
Billy beer.
We had, when we were kids, remember that place in the woods called Beer Can Graveyard?
Yeah.
It was a place called Beer Can Graveyard. It was next to Butt Slide Mountain down the river from Mossy Point.
Yeah.
Wait, 86 after Carter was president?
86 was Billy Beer, I believe. I think that because they're orange and white.
I would have thought it was 70s. No, okay.
Yeah, it's old, dude.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's cranking.
Because Carter was 76 to 80, so I would have thought it was.
86 does sound a little too.
Yeah, maybe
We got 2 words for Frank: wake and bake.
Yeah.
I remember. I think I had You ever have an old? What was it called? Old frothing slush beer can?
No,
we found by us a lot. Huh. We're right by Old Style.
Yeah, we had the old style up there. We used to get all kinds of just all kinds of. I lived by railroad tracks, and believe it or not, people used to throw stuff off the railroad tracks. That's when the bums used to ride them and stuff. Or I'm sorry, hobos.
Hobo.
Yeah, actually, Iowa has the biggest hobo convention in the world.
Britt, Iowa.
That's right, the biggest hobo convention.
Can I hear whoop?
Yeah, whoop for hobo.
So the new season starts tonight on the History Channel, 9:00. American Pickers. What are we looking forward to this season?
We're looking forward to me and Frank getting chased by exotic animals, us we're digging deeper, traveling farther. You're going to see way more Danielle.
Yep.
East
Coast, West Coast.
Yeah, we did the West Coast.
We're meeting people we can't understand what they're saying. We're meeting people that different slangs, different tones, different heights, sizes, shapes, everything.
We're finding cool stuff. The cool thing about us is, we get excited about just about anything. But, for us, for doing it as long as we have, we're just looking for stuff we have never seen before.
Yeah, that's hard to find.
I would gather,
yeah. It's hard to really get the boner
now,
on something.
For the listeners out there, how do you off this stuff? How do you fence it? What do you do?
The web, the World Wide Web, store. We got clients.
A lot of times when we buy stuff, we've been doing this so long that we already know when we're buying it. We already know a guy. That knows a guy. That has a friend.
Yeah, well, we have people that buy we have a guy named Mike that he collects garbage cans, and he wants a particular garbage can. He likes a really thick gauge of metal. And he's a freak for him. He's got them all displayed and everything. So when we find a garbage can,
that's a niche.
He loves them.
But when we find one, and that would be something we'd buy from somebody, like, how much is a garbage can? They'd be like, are you kidding me? They're like, yeah. And we're like, how's 20 sound? They're like, oh my God, that's perfect.
Yeah,
let me empty it out for you. Then we call Mike and go, Mike, we got a killer one, 200. He's like, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Where does he keep them?
What?
He's a big space.
He's got a big building.
He's got a fence company, and he always
why does he do that?
Exactly. You go into different things. See, he'll be doing that. We got different guys that fall into different things, and we explain to him. We're like, hey, you know what? Guess what? Raggedy Ann dolls are hot now, or whatever we say that's hot. And then all of a sudden we're like, well, let's start collecting that.
So
we feed their garbage, their itch.
Do you go to attics too, or just
we'll go anywhere?
Oh, you do.
Did you see? We went 32
Yeah, did you see the Mole Man?
For what?
The Mole Man, he lived underground. That guy we picked underground in Pennsylvania.
He had 3 houses, 17
started digging
acres.
a hole in 1968. He lives down there.
Yeah.
He does. He's digging right now. I'm sure he is.
Digging all with a shovel.
He looked like Marty Feldman.
Wait, wow, I didn't see that one.
Oh, my God. He's got a purple hoodie on.
I love mole people.
Opie, this is awesome.
Frank was Mole Man for Halloween.
Yeah, I did that.
I love mole people. I'm obsessed with them. They live here in New York City.
Nuts,
thousands
man.
of them.
But he had a great eye. He lived underground, and all of a sudden we're wandering through these tunnels, and then we came upon a door.
Here's a house.
Yeah, and it was like, you walked into the, it was like Wizard of Oz. It was black and white into color.
Yeah.
But how does he...
Wait, does he have a regular house above ground, and then he started...
His mom and dad did. And they were totally normal, and they said he would come every morning and eat breakfast and take a shower there.
And wait, where did he start the hole? In the
68.
backyard?
68.
No,
They start digging.
No, where though?
In his backyard. In the mom and dad's backyard.
Yeah,
like we all did. We all, had the little underground
this. I didn't see
This
this.
dude just never stopped.
But how does he prevent like this the seepage and stuff? Seepage.
Dude, it was like Planet of the Apes. I mean, he had this little commune around this thing and stuff, and he had it all. But he had everything. He had everything. He was.
Is it cemented though?
No. He knew all about the. He knew all about
he
the
had
structures.
cinder blocks, but no mortar.
Yeah, he knew all about the structures of how the Earth moves and how. I mean, when he's set on top, he could be like, you see why the goldenrods come in? The goldenrods come in because there was ore here one time. There used to be a railroad track. There'd be blah blah blah. He knew everything about the sediments and all that
he
stuff.
Collected toilet plungers from every
this was
house that he
awesome,
picked.
yeah.
So every house that he picked, he would grab the toilet plunger. He would write the weather down. He would draw a picture of the house and the date that he got it. He had 300 toilet
He's a
plungers.
psychopath.
Yeah, he was amazing.
Wait,
He was my idol.
How involved was the house underground?
It was pretty nice.
It was pretty
It was
nice.
really nice. He had some hustlers and stuff in there. I was like, must be hard to get chicks down in this hole. He's like,
Did he have electricity or anything like that?
He had drop cords.
He had drop cords, and then he heated the place on those little
Holy
warmer
shit.
plates.
He was the man.
But the kicker was his whole world was running off 100 amp. So we'd get down a little ways and be like, unscrew those bulbs. You unscrew those bulbs and he'd get a little further and he'd screw them.
And remember he had 70s radio kicking the whole time?
The whole time he knew every single song, every Temptations, every
I was
this,
like, dude, don't you listen to Outlaw Country?
Yeah,
But why was couldn't he get more electricity down there if he wanted to?
Yeah, he was running it off the house. He had like extension cord running.
I think he was trying to get into some water wheel and stuff and do some. He was trying to figure out how to do solar underground.
That's just a weirdo. But it's just a weirdo.
He was an incredible guy.
Did they shut him down?
He was very smart.
Yeah.
How does he ventilate? How do you get like fresh air in there?
What's ventilate?
Well, you know what? When we got, it was like one of our first
stale.
picks with the crew, and they're like, we're not going down there, and we're like, you know what? You guys been hired to follow us for 5 months. Get your ass down here.
And also, it was like some of those, some of those old passageways were like 3.5 feet
couldn't
wide.
fit,
I mean, I'm like 4 foot wide, so I mean, it was.
So there were a lot of
sketchy.
paths?
I'm like, later, Frank.
Oh, there was you go one way and they'd be like, okay, which way you want to go?
Dude,
left or right?
I'm looking this up as soon as I get home.
Did it
This is
smell?
Like Viet Cong situation.
I don't remember
place
smelling. Believe me, I'm telling you what. When you were down there, you weren't thinking about smelling. That was the last thing.
We
you
can't
were
smell
thinking
anything. Him
about.
and I are like the fart masters in the van, dude.
I
He's
just
like,
farted now. You smell it. I can't smell it.
Were you creeped
farted
out?
3 times since I've been here.
Creeped out?
Huh?
Were you creeped out by this guy?
A tinge. I mean, it was. I don't. If we'd have been just by,
If I would have never gone in there by myself. Like, we used to travel alone, But we had 9 people following us. I'm like, what can they do? He's got a camera.
After you guys aired this, they had to have shut him down.
No, they can't. It's his property.
No, it's his property. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just like his little fun. It's like his little fun.
And then what about
factor.
Hobo Jack?
What
Did you guys
about
see Hobo
permits,
Jack?
Anthony? We talked about permits the other
I
fucking
guess
day.
wherever he lives, permit schmermit.
Yeah, he can't get a fucking pool in his
Doesn't matter.
backyard without jumping through hoops, and this guy can dig up.
Digging a
community.
This guy did have like a
home.
Planet of the Apes back there. I'm telling you what.
What'd you
Man.
say? Did I see what?
Hobo Jack.
I did not.
He was amazing. Hobo
this guy
Jack
was
lived
off
in the
the beaten
woods.
track.
Hobo Jack in the woods.
He was incredible. Incredible guy.
So we were meeting some really fantastic people on the show. I mean, it's just, like Mike said, the item is getting, you can have an item, you can have it at an antique shop, and somebody can go, yeah, that came from blah, 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 and so used to own it, and Jack Black had it last week or something. But, this way, the item's still there, and the guy that owns it is still telling you the story. So it's the real deal. He's like, I've had this from my grandmother, blah, blah, blah. So
how do you know? How do you find people that have this shit? You can't just randomly
Danielle
knock on
is the
doors.
911 dispatcher of junk.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's finding
She's
us
amazing.
She's finding us a place right now.
Yeah. She's called
Right
me
now
3
as we
times.
talk, yeah.
Now,
wow,
we scan the internet. We'll run through old ads that people ran in the 70s.
Plus, we're
we'll
networking.
call small town museums and say, hey, anybody on your board collect anything? They're interested in getting rid of anything. I mean, there's all these different avenues. As a picker, you look at things in angles,
right?
And you have to, because it's hard to find stuff.
Is that the guy's entrance right there?
No.
The mole person?
No.
Oh, it's not.
No.
That is gone. Okay.
Jimmy found some other
right there.
nut.
No,
Yeah, that's it. That's it, dude.
Isn't it?
No, that's too messy.
Oh, that's like a mole man impersonator?
No, it's from your show. It's the Mole Man.
Okay, well, that's it.
But I don't know if that's his actual apartment or.
Well, it's history. It's in black and white.
Wow.
That looks like it. There's Mole Man right there.
There he is. See, he's got the purple hoodie on.
Check him. There he is.
Check it.
Oh, that was down in his little. Basically, he was trying to revamp.
Oh, that wasn't his
He's trying
house.
to clean
All
up a little
Yeah,
bit.
he was
Okay,
trying to clean
okay.
up.
Revamp.
Yeah.
Does he have?
He was watching an episode of Trading Spaces or something.
Yeah.
But
He's watching House Hunters International.
what's the most bizarre collection? We probably covered it, but is there a more bizarre one than Garbage Pail Man?
I don't know. We just went.
Garbage pail man.
Garbage. I don't know. I mean, we just went to a place here the other day. The guy was all into the caskets and
the dude had a lot of caskets
and devils,
anything
and skeletons,
he had a lot of like formaldehyde, anything with embalming.
Cemetery, drove a hearse.
He drove a hearse around.
Lived in a
he looked
church.
like Gomez Adams.
What a ghoul.
Yeah, he was really cool. His wife he had a really hot wife. She was all over Frank.
Yeah.
She wasn't hot, huh?
Yeah,
Frank?
if you're out there, remember, you never call me back.
Wow. The guy's wife wanted to drink out of your mule? That's great.
He's like, here, try this. This liter of Mountain Dew in the van.
Yeah.
Do you guys stay in like really nice hotels now? Like the History Channel put you up in a cool place, right?
It's Ramada Inn, dude. I don't know. Where did we at place we ate at Marriott last night?
Yeah, but I think
you're going around. You know, so you need some Dramamine in that place.
You should fucking stay in the shitty hotels. Why not?
One time, that's where we get the leads.
Yeah, I was gonna say one time they put us up at a place and they had a continental breakfast. So I don't know. I think we're really
free coffee. Right after this, History Channel's got us opening up a Waffle House, a Dollar General, and a Tractor Supply.
It's a Family Dollar, Mike.
Oh, Family Dollar. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Family Dollar. Wow.
I think with Christmas and stuff
we're
coming on,
rolling,
I think we're going to be rolling.
We are.
I think things will be happening.
Sounds like it.
There's a hotel in New York.
We haven't heard from our publicist in 6 months.
Really?
Yeah.
This hotel was voted the shittiest hotel in America. You guys should stay there one
Really?
night.
Yeah.
It's somewhere right around here. Times Square.
We stayed at a place in Mississippi. Okay, I went to pay. Him and I used to stay in the same room
all the time.
He's laying on the bed. You know how they say don't get on the comforter? He's laying on the bed in his underwear eating barbecued Funyuns. I'm like, let's get the hell out of here, dude. We're not staying in this shithole. So we gotta get out of here.
So the guy goes, here's a can of Febreze, just work it out. But we made it.
Like you don't care. Are you one of those guys that you don't care where you stay? Or
I don't care as long as the bed's not moving or nothing. You know, I'm all right.
When you turn the water on and it's brown, I got to get out of there.
Yeah, but I would worry about
bugs kill
bed
me. Bugs doesn't. Me and Mike stayed in a place in Nashville one time or something, outskirts of Nashville, and we were in the same actual bed. It was a big bed, but we were in the same bed.
Whoa!
I got 50 bites. He got 0. I mean,
bed bugs?
Yeah, something.
They liked your taste.
He's always spooning with bed bugs, man.
Too sweet or something.
Why are you guys sharing beds?
This was
out there, man.
Time from the van, sleeping in the van, and then it was the hotel room, one hotel, and then the same bed.
Well, that's
how far does this story
go?
That
was an upgrade.
Frank and I are not gay, but we do rollerblade.
Go to New Hampshire and get this over
put that out
Jesus.
Yeah, sleeping in the same bed inside an actual hotel was an upgrade from the van. You know what I mean? You fart in the van, there ain't nowhere to go.
Oh, man, you're talking farts. This guy, remember, you guys ever been to Tootsie's in Nashville? We were cranking it. We were dancing on the bar with all these hot Vanderbilt chicks, and he blows it out, dude. The Bud Light chick, all the ice just went. It was gone. It was gone. He just melted it.
You dropped a gasser?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, well, the worst part about it was
out of the sky.
The worst part about it was like the Warriors or something. Mike's like, he killed Cyrus!
Oh, my God.
He killed Cyrus!
Yeah, I mean, it smelled like a Girl Scout troop took a dump on a burning tire.
He shot you.
Frank, you didn't dance on the bar, right?
You know.
He was dancing on the bar.
I see Mike dancing on the bar, not Frank.
Yeah, man. I mean, his fist was right head level with everyone, dude. I mean, it was like...
It was a classic. It was a classic. I hope I never do that again. But
you know what? After we got out of there, we finally got out of there. If people were going to kill us, I did high five them. I was like, dude,
people's eyes were watering.
Yeah, they were, and they were. Yeah,
there's nothing better than farting when people are not expecting it. It really is.
Man,
it's a small victory.
I was doing that yesterday. I was walking around Anthropology with my girlfriend, just blowing it out everywhere, and then I'd walk away, you know, and then you go and you like look at the reaction
from people over
there,
like,
you know, and they're like, and then they walk away. I love that shit.
It's just a natural thing.
Wow, the fucking show has got a great following. Man.
Season 2, right? You going to season 2?
No, we're finishing the end of season 2. There's like 13 more episodes coming. I mean, me and Frankie are on the road constantly. We were home like 4 days last month, so we actually had to break it up, man. I mean,
how does your girlfriend deal with you being gone?
Oh, man, I've been dating the same chick 16 years.
16 years?
Yeah, she's all... I bought her a dog. She's spooning with the dog now.
Really?
Yeah.
16 years?
16 years, the same chick.
Do you want to marry her or no?
You know what? I'm just too busy to get... She asked me the other day, and I was like, I'm just too busy to marry you right now.
That's a no.
Where's she live?
Not from Niagara Falls, is she?
Iowa. We live in Iowa.
Niagara Falls,
Iowa.
Ontario, Canada?
Yeah. Frank's been dating the same chick a couple of years, and she's a hot Mexican chick.
She's not really... Man, she's not rolling with me being gone that much.
Oh, yeah, man.
I hated to say it.
She
but I'm
carries a
like,
switchblade.
Yeah, she'll put a fork in your neck if you don't mess around. I'm telling you what.
Frank rules.
You don't want to. She's. I mean, I
Did
go to
you
a
see
bar.
the show where he bought
Yes.
the hot sauce?
I sure
That's
did.
why he bought it.
Yeah, I bought the hot sauce, and everybody's like, "What'd you do with the hot sauce?" I was like, "Man, I just took it to one of her family reunions, man. I was gone in like 3 minutes, man."
Everybody danced around it.
It was awesome. It's awesome. People
He was the man. He showed up with the big bottle of hot sauce.
I was the man.
And their dad's
So
like,
the
"You're
man.
a keeper."
It's our brother, George Glass. Oh, my God. That's fantastic.
But yeah,
you guys sound like you have a lot of fun.
Yeah, you guys got a lot of energy.
We've been known to have a few laughs.
I know it's early in the morning. Let's
we just
chill
act
out a
like
little bit.
ourselves.
Yeah.
We're just being ourselves.
How many
Yeah.
episodes per season? 26?
They just bought another 26, so we're kicking that.
That's great.
You know, I got to throw this out there. I've been wondering about it all morning. Who do you guys think's hotter, Chelsea Handler or Betty White?
Oh, I guess you don't. I would hard because I have actually jacked off to Chelsea Handler for real.
Uh-huh.
I know.
Yeah, because I think that she'd be a really good bang. Like she's just dirty and
Little
twisted.
5-on-1.
Yeah. Betty White, I would probably fuck though because I would love to fuck Chelsea.
Okay, but
Betty
check
White,
this out.
I would fuck just out of respect for Mary Tyler Moore.
Just see if you can crack her hip.
But Betty White's probably got more cash.
What?
She does.
And that's always attractive.
Plus, she's still, money can make you look better.
There is no way
They can't make
you would
me,
see
but-
a naked Betty White and be able to get a run.
Well, Frank,
No.
tell him about your thing with it.
It ain't gonna happen. You're
Oh
just-
yeah. It's,
What happened, Frank?
I don't know. I just whenever I have something like that, it's an on-off switch. I just go, I'll hit the off in the room there. And I give those girls a hereafter method. You know what that is, don't you?
What's that?
If you're not hereafter when I'm hereafter, then you're going to be here after I leave. You know.
Shit. Can't get out of here, you know.
He'll hate us.
Oh shit!
I hate them girls that say them 4-letter words like can't, won't, quit, don't, stop, ouch, rape, help.
Cops.
Spank you later.
Brian G writes, these guys sound like they're on one long permanent mancation.
We are, man. We're in the
Yeah.
mantiques. We're making Rust hot. Me and Frankie are the rock stars of Rust.
I see that. A lot of those signs are pretty cool. I kind of like the old signs, like old Vegas signs and
Yeah.
shit like
Signs
that.
are always
the ones that
good.
have the used to have the neon on them and shit. And
Did you see that one
like
show
that.
where we got that huge arrow from Route 66?
Yes.
Yeah.
That
that
was
was pretty
smoking,
cool.
man. I still got that.
What's a valuable sign? I saw one where you guys found some. I forget what the sign was, but what's considered like a really rare, valuable
Whites
sign?
only?
early gas and oil
They
stuff.
repop all that stuff.
Early gas and oil stuff, and pre-prohibition stuff.
Motorcycle stuff.
Really early motorcycle
You guys,
stuff.
dude, I mean, he's kind of making. He made a good joke there, actually. But you find the racist shit from the old days.
You find
I
it, but
haven't found any of
most
that
of it's
stuff.
reproduction. I mean, all the like Ku Klux Klan, all the all that stuff is just
Just like
so
the
much
segregation
It's
signs.
weird. It's
so much
they reproduce
reproduction out
everything.
there.
Yeah,
They really
yeah.
do. And guys will be out there and they'll bury it in the ground for a
Yeah.
while.
To make
I
it
mean, they
look all
really
old.
They put horse manure on it.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and try
Oh, to make it look like it's.
Oh yeah.
Hey, could you guys find me an old radio? I got one already, but
Okay.
I want.
we found some
all day
pretty good
long.
radios.
You
I
want
found some
tabletop
really good-
or stand up?
I got a big, huge stand-up
Big
Philco.
Philco?
Yeah, I got one of
Yeah.
those in really nice condition. I found at a ski resort of all places.
Yeah, they're
in a
kinda
gift
cool.
shop.
Until the veneer starts peeling on
Yeah.
them. You know,
I
Which they all
walked.
do.
I walked around a corner in a gift shop, lame ass gift shop. Who gives a shit, right? And all of a sudden, there's a back room filled with radios. I'm like, this guy is collecting radios up here.
I love old radios. The thing is, with a radio like that, it's actually like a huge
Decorative.
statement piece. I mean, it's like a piece of furniture.
Yeah, that's all.
You know, that's
I
what's
like a
cool about it.
Victrola.
Yeah, I love it.
Same
Yeah,
as
Frank's Mr. Victrola.
I'm
what-
Mr. Victrola, and those things are
He
just.
loves
I
Victrolas.
love them.
What about-
They're a dime
You
a
like how
dozen.
they go round and round.
and round.
There's a place in the Outer Banks that has a lot of old shit that looks like it came right from your show.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Old-
man. I mean,
old-
we come across some serious tonnage.
Old Victrolas.
And that's when we feel the most comfortable. Is like when we're waist deep in that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's when I do a belly flop in that shit. I love it.
I'm so the opposite. Like I would look through someone's attic for cards or comic books or something, but never a rusty garage. Like the places you guys go into, I would never. A man of my ilk.
Old
I just couldn't
cameras?
do it.
What about the old cameras?
Down at the History Pop-Up Store that's going on, today. That's what we're in town for. We're doing signing autographs, and we're
Where's that?
chilling with Rick
What's
from
up, 47?
Rick from what's that show called? Rick Pawn Boys.
Pawn-
What is it?
Pawn
Some- I
Shop
don't know
or
what it is.
something?
Pawn. I think it's
Pawn something. I don't know.
Pawn
Pawn
Stars?
Stars. I think.
Pawn
Yeah.
Stars. Yeah.
I've seen them once.
Anyway.
Wait,
Yeah,
you
we're gonna
guys
be down there right
with
there.
them.
Wait, what's this appearance about?
Pop-up store. History's doing a store in Times Square.
today.
And anyway, what brought it up was there's a really badass Leica camera I've got down there from the 30s that we brought. We've got old stuff down there.
It's on 47th and Broadway. It's right below the ball. Right below the ball.
Yeah.
Right next to
44th and Broadway, Frankie. 44th. Heather Daruba's yelling it.
Oh, 44th.
Heather, where is it?
Where is it, Heather?
Heather's giving the middle finger.
She just gave me the finger. Fuck you.
Okay. No, that's number
good.
one.
Who's
Number one.
Heather? I like
I
her.
was like, turn up the volume. Get in here. Get in here. Tell us about, come here and tell us about the pop-up shop.
She's lovely.
Who's Heather?
Who are you, Heather?
History's publicist. Check it out.
She's great.
This is one of the perks, guys.
44th and Broadway.
Check it. Just Frank groceries.
I thought your coat was...
Frank pulled her coat wide open so he could look at her boobies.
Oh, I thought it was 47th. I'm sorry. 44th and Broadway.
Hey, but tell them about the stuff away. Tell them, because we don't know.
Holy shit, Frank.
Okay, we're giving free shit away at the store.
I think Frank likes what Jimmy likes.
I think Frank's. Have you ever found Frank in your room, just looking at your shoes or doing?
But Heather sent me a picture because
we did go in the pool one time together.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's right. I saw that on Facebook.
She did when we first met. I said, "Hey, who am I talking with here?" So I need to get a picture, and she sent me a picture of her in her bikini, and I did have it laminated. I'm telling you, I got laminated. It's in my shower.
Nice.
It's in my shower.
What color is the bikini? I love it.
It's red.
Red. It was a red
Nice.
one. Hey,
Oh,
this morning we were riding in the same car that Kim Kardashian was in yesterday. Me and Frankie was in the seats.
I would love to see you in a bikini.
Dude. Yeah, it's awesome. I just want to rip the whole seat out and sell it on eBay.
Hey, you guys,
we're giving away things at the pop-up
Heather,
store.
what's up? What's up with the appearance?
So they're giving away every day. They give away a free item that either the Pawn Stars or the American Pickers, Pawn Stars or American Pickers, either picked or bought. And then on top of that, you can buy stuff that the guys picked or pawned.
Are you a picker or a
Mike
pawner?
is still talking.
Are you a picker or a pawner? That was Heather Drew, not Mike Wolf.
Hey,
she's got a great radio face, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's got a face for radio.
Oh, Heather.
You know what then?
Heather's a very cool. Most publicists are repulsive. She's great.
Yeah, she's smoking, man.
Easy on the eyes.
She's got it going on.
Do you have a boyfriend?
She's like,
Yes.
yeah.
How long?
2 days.
7 years.
And you know what? She makes a hell of a waffle, you guys. Seriously. She can cook some waffles.
I never care if a woman can cook.
Jesus.
Like, I'll take a hot woman
Blue
that can't cook. So, what's your boyfriend do?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, where's your
Look at this. We don't even have one.
I don't even have one of those.
American Pickers
I found it in the
mugs.
barn.
You guys are rolling. Oh, man.
I want one of
Where
those.
did we get one?
We don't even get
Who's
anything.
Mike?
We asked them for 10 coffee cups, and you will not believe it was like.
still wants a bumper sticker.
So it costs money. They cost money.
Mhm. Seriously.
Heather, what does your boyfriend do?
He works in construction.
Oh, she's like a
He
man.
does.
She likes
What do
that
you mean? What does your
shit.
boyfriend do? He does Heather.
Man.
She likes a man's man, though. She likes a she likes a blue collar guy.
Real job.
Yeah.
She's awesome. She always hooks me up. Well, look at us. Well, here we are.
Where do you live?
Rocks it.
Hooks you up
I
with
live in
what?
Harlem.
You're in New York. Oh, okay, cool. So you need a fucking man's man to walk home at night. What floor do
I
you?
have 2 pit bulls, so I have 2
Oh, do you?
dogs.
Oh,
She does.
That's a white
And
girl's
dig
best
this.
friend.
Two
Dig
all
this.
white
She's got them
pickles.
on the raw diet. She goes to the butcher shop to get food for these dogs.
They eat
fine.
raw meat.
They do.
Oh,
It's
she's
crazy.
All right, Heather's a fucking kook. I like Heather.
Interracial relationship?
No, he's an Italian guy.
Oh, okay.
2 white pit bulls. They're making a statement. We're taking this back for the. We're taking this back for the Dutch.
Hey, you guys find any rock memorabilia? Any rock shit?
Yeah.
We're always
We're always looking for like
T-shirts.
T-shirts, man. Old rock band
Concert
posters.
T-shirts would be great.
Yeah,
We're
like
looking
the old
for. We
Stevie
ask
Miller
all the
Band.
time, man.
Dude, I threw my old Aussie shirts out there worth a lot of fucking money.
They
man.
are.
Yeah, no
Really?
kidding.
Ozzy just
Seriously.
turned 63 2 days
62.
ago.
Yeah.
62.
Frank,
They're
you're an Ozzy
reproducing a lot
fan
of that
too?
stuff too.
Oh, man. Ozzy's. I got it.
You're a fan?
He's major Ozzy. He's
love
always
Ozzy.
listening to Hair Nation. I'm always listening to Outlaw Country.
Liquid metal, too.
Oh, you guys have. Do you listen to the Boneyard?
Country.
How about the
love that
Boneyard?
shit.
All right, good.
Yeah, man. I'm listening to the Furs.
I have a
go
show
with
on
the
the
Bunny Man,
Boneyard.
dude.
Yeah.
Yes,
Husker Du.
I do.
You know, my favorite movie is Joe Dirt.
See what we find.
And he's always in the studio on the radio. This is kind of remind me of Super Cool.
That'll remind you of it. Wow, fuck, man. So when is it kick up tonight?
Tonight's the show, man.
Tonight's the new show. And then
what's on tonight's episode to get everyone pumped?
We don't know.
Oh, hey, dig this. We pick the oldest amusement park in America.
Oh, okay. That's
Smoking
cool.
show.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Talking like some funhouse type
What do you
weird
find
stuff.
there?
Oh, that is.
Oh, we couldn't tell you that. That's
One more question. Sideshow shit.
Love it.
I was obsessed with sideshow shit for a while.
Well, if you are, then
pickle
you got to
punks.
watch tonight's episode. It's going to melt your mind if you like sideshow stuff, isn't it, Frankie?
It will. It's going to get you. I'm telling
Pickle
you.
punks?
Seriously, it's going to grab you by the neck and throw you against a wall.
I got a guy. He's very.
You found my father?
Jimmy knows. I got a guy. He's very secretive, and he's got quite a collection in Washington.
Oh yeah.
Close,
Well, you know who
close
else
to
got
the
some
White
stuff
House.
locally? You got to check out. We got to give our shout out to our boy.
Shout out to our boy
Billy.
From the Bowery, Billy's Antiques.
Mm-hmm. He's the man.
He's the man.
Pirate patch and all. But he's got sideshow stuff.
All right, you're exhausted.
Comes up
What time is the show on
Welcome
tonight?
to my life.
The show's on what time?
This is what
At 9
Heather has to deal
9
with.
o'clock tonight.
History Channel.
9 o'clock tonight. And
Thanks for having. Yeah, thanks for having.
man.
No, thanks for having us in because
please.
I got to get back down to Canal Street because I got to pick up some Christmas gifts before I get
and then
back
we got
into
to
Iowa,
open that Tractor Supply
Gucci,
store in
Coach,
half an hour
Chanel,
too.
Gucci,
And
Coach,
44,
Chanel.
the signing to you guys are going to be where so people come meet you guys. You guys are really cool guys.
Thanks,
44th
man.
and Broadway.
Very fan friendly, I'm sure. So 44th
Yeah,
and Broadway. We
it's
got
gonna be
Dennis
fun.
Leary waiting. And then we got fucking Joe Pantaleone.
Yeah, we got a very busy show. So Mike,
God bless
Frank
you
Fritz,
guys.
thanks for
Enjoy
being
those
with us.
coffee
Thank you.
mugs.
All right.
And Heather.
Yes.
This is the Opie and Anthony Show. Opie and Anthony on the Virus. Sirius XM.
I'm sure Dennis Leary is sick of hearing this song, but what a fucking great show. Dennis Leary in studio. He's not promoting that. He's promoting his book, Suck on This Year.
That is probably the greatest single theme song to a television show ever recorded.
No, the Love Boat was pretty catchy.
You know what? You're right. So it goes Love Boat, Rescue Me,
Yes.
and then The Sopranos. Is that how it goes?
Yeah, it was
Sopranos
pretty
is
good, I
up
think.
there,
Yeah,
and
Alice
is up
Alice.
there.
Come on, Linda Lavin. Who doesn't love Linda Lavin?
does that
singing
go?
her own song.
Oh, you want to know
Used to
how
be
it goes,
sad,
Dennis?
used to be shy, and then something raped by a group of blacks.
Okay,
I'll
all right,
never
all
know
right,
why. I
all
don't know.
right. Let's be honest. Really? The top two of all time?
Yeah.
If you really asked everybody,
Sure.
like including my mom, your mom, everybody, it would probably be a toss-up between Moving On Up to
Yeah.
these and the All in the Family theme song.
I don't know,
All
people
the
like
family,
people
fuck.
like Barney Miller. That
Oh, but
bass
they don't
is
sing
terrible.
it. They don't sing it.
You're right.
What about
You're
who-
right. It's a musical.
What about who's
Just
What about that
instrumental.
girl? That
Oh,
girl.
come on.
What about the
girl.
Rockford Files? It was on TV.
Yeah, what about that
How about the
one?
Greatest American Hero?
What about Mary Tyler Moore's
What was
theme?
Mary Tyler Moore's theme? You're gonna make
Throwing
it
a
after
hat in
all.
the air.
You're
Yeah.
gonna
Throw the
make it.
stupid hat.
In recent years,
You know what? I don't know why we're talking
Or
about
you
this.
call it.
I'm here to talk about my book.
Your book.
Well,
for the love of
we're
God.
leading that.
It's not a book,
in that
really.
direction.
It's not really a
Not
book.
a book. What is
No,
it,
I want to be
Dennis?
very clear to everybody listening, and as I
kinda said that
publicize
earlier.
this thing for the next few days, this is not a book. I did a book trailer, making sure if you don't like to read books, this is the book for you. Because if you get up on Christmas Day, first of all, this is a perfect stocking stuffer for your dad or whatever. You get up on Christmas Day, this book is full of giant print and really funny giant pictures. And it takes literally, if you have to go to the bathroom on Christmas Day, take this with you. And when you come out, you've read the book.
You're done.
I
Okay.
said that. This is like
One dump.
This is like a 3-logger.
Yeah, and
It's
by
a
the
nice
way,
toilet read.
This is less than an hour read.
I used to joke
It really
that my
is.
last book was a coaster. You know,
Yeah.
could hold
Yeah.
6 beers. This is literally a coaster. That's how big it is.
That is a real small, very convenient for the back of the toilet.
And you're going to laugh your ass off. So if you're in the bathroom Christmas morning, and you're laughing while you're reading this, I'm actually improving your colon health.
Yes,
It's
colon
100
health.
104 pages. Every other page is a picture.
Yes, right. and the other pages are all meant to make you laugh. So
Right,
what else
of
do you
course.
want? What do you want from me? Okay, I wrote you a book that's not even a book. You barely have to be able to read. Dyslexic people will be able to read this book. All right? It's the best book for non-book readers ever written.
It's just we're all mad we didn't think of it. It's a smart thing. It's like with
I
Twitter.
know,
It's
yeah.
like God As soon as I saw that, I was like, motherfucker!
Because everyone's
Why did I
writing
think of
every
that?
day. You're writing every day with Twitter and
Yes,
everything. It's like,
it was
here
a
you
great
go.
idea.
Yeah, but it's easy. See, all I was doing was putting up jokes because I'm a comedian at heart.
Sure.
So I just looked. We were on tour with the Rescue Me Comedy Tour, and that we were trying to put up stuff to kill the time for the audience while they were coming in and taking their seats. And I said, let's throw up some of the tweets. And they threw them up, and people were laughing. And we were going, what are they laughing at? And we went out, and they were laughing at the tweets. And that's when I said, hey, I can make money for the charity off of this.
Nice.
'Cause that's the other thing I should mention is that the
you're not even making
my,
money off
my
this.
part of the proceeds goes to the Leary Firefighters Foundation, which
Right
helps
on.
firefighters all
Man.
over the country. So it's for. Do I need to say more?
That's awesome.
Take
Now
a
I'm
crap
buying a few of
Christmas
these
morning
books.
for a good cause.
You're not even getting paid off that? Fuck,
No,
man.
I'm not. Actually, I'm taking the monies for the foundation.
Dennis is rich, but he's a nice guy. He does that charity thing every year.
I'm
for
not
free.
that nice of a guy. I'd already written this stuff. It had already been tweeted, and then I thought of it. So I'm not that nice of a guy.
It didn't matter. Do
But
you
you're not
understand?
taking your piece.
I would fucking.
That's
I
a
would,
nice guy.
I would not only resell things that I've written, I would resell shit you've written and keep the money. He's a generous guy.
Hey, I got to say something. We speaking of charity, we did the 16th annual Comics Come Home
Yes.
up in Boston, which benefits the Cam Neely Cancer Care Foundation up there, which is a fantastic cause. The Neely House up there, which takes care of families that are dealing with cancer, all set up by Cam Neely, the Hockey Hall of Fame Boston Bruin player, and his brother Scott. Anyways, we do a show every year, big giant show, the Gannis Arena. Jimmy's done it a couple times, but I got to say, this year, you slaughtered.
Thank you.
He killed.
Yeah,
and he
man.
does great every year, but this year it was just like, it was literally like
had him.
every line he had, and you were basically, you were hitting Tiger, Gibson. It was all, every single line crushed.
Thank you, man.
That's
Meanwhile, he
great.
flew in from the Jay Leno show the night before.
Yeah, we had. I
For a
taped
charity
on
gig.
Friday and came in
That's
the next
awesome.
day. Yeah, so it was. I don't want to cancel the game.
Yeah, Jimmy will do anything. It's amazing. You just ask him.
Yeah,
glory hole.
yeah, exactly.
No, I got to give him credit, man. I mean, that was a great show.
I miss
that night.
going to that show. I
It
used
was
to
fun,
love
man.
Comics Come Home.
Yeah.
Steve, I had to follow Stephen Wright. I was but he was it was such a different pace. It was doable.
Sure.
But I was a little nervous because he's a
Dennis
legendary.
gets the all stars of comedy, man. He doesn't
Stephen
fuck
Wright.
around.
By the way, I've known Stephen since we were in college together. So you watch Stephen go up in front of, and Stephen's a strange guy, and he always was. There's nothing normal about Stephen. He goes up, he's backstage. He's one of the few comedians like backstage. He's the same guy that he is on stage.
Yeah.
So he just walks from you, takes the mic, and goes up in front of like 8,000 people, and talks the same way,
Continues
same
his
energy,
conversation.
yeah, and kills, and comes off and then stands next to you like the same guy.
And Dennis, he was
You
the
know?
first guy in your circle that made it, right? When all you Boston guys, wasn't he the
Yep.
first to kind of break out?
Yeah,
Right?
Damn.
very quickly too.
Yeah, because
So
10 months in, he did the Tonight Show, I think, right?
It was I think it was
Jesus.
less because
Really?
Lenny was like a street corner guy, and Lenny was hosting this talent show at the Ding Ho Chinese restaurant.
Yeah.
So it was like literally like there were no comedians then. So Lenny would get up and bark and scream his opinions. Then there'd be like a folk singer. Then there'd be like a guy that could lift people up if they chewed on his arm. Like weird stuff.
What's it, like 1980 around there?
1980 or no, I think this was like 81 or 82. And then Steven, who was working, I think, in a shoe store, because we were out of college at that point.
Wow.
And this guy was so nervous when he first started doing stand-up, he would face the wall.
Jesus.
Because he didn't want to see the audience. And I think it was 6 months later that
LA called.
What's his name from The Tonight Show went into the Chinese restaurant to have food and saw Stephen Wright and went, and like 2 nights later he was on the Tonight Show.
Holy shit.
Because his jokes were like, he was just like joke, all clean, all perfect for TV.
Yeah, yeah.
He did a bunch of Tonight Shows.
Yeah, I know.
early.
You can't have everything. Where would you put it? Small World wouldn't want to paint it. They're like haikus.
Yeah.
And they're evergreen. Those are jokes from 1982.
A lot of,
Yeah.
lot of big, lot of big comics coming from Boston, man.
Fuck yeah,
Holy
man.
shit.
Boston's
Yeah.
got some funny dudes.
Yep.
Holy shit.
And you know what? A lot of that had to do with is Lenny and Don Gavin, Barry Crimmins. These guys, they would the Boston format, which is what we use in the Comics Come Home. The headliner guy, supposed headliner, is the host. So the biggest, funniest guy would be the host of the show, and then he would bring you up. So you're going to die right off the bat if you don't get the audience's attention because the headliner just opened.
Sure.
So that was part of it, is that you go up and grab their attention right off the bat.
Gavin and Sweeney are legendary Boston guys. We've talked about
I
them
love
before.
Sweeney.
But they're guys who
Fucking love 'em.
a lot of
Yeah.
people don't know them in other places.
No, not
I've
really.
never seen either one of them perform. I've seen 7 minutes of Gavin on your roast, actually, and he was very funny. He went on as a priest.
Yeah.
And I just watching him, I'm like, he's a funny fucking dude. But I've never seen his acting. I've been hearing about him for 20 years. How great!
Killer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's one of those guys that's just a mile a minute, really smart, and he talks about the kind of stuff. He's like Seinfeld. He talks about the stuff that everybody deals with every day. He does it at 1,000,000 miles an hour. So you have to you're laughing with your head cocked forward, trying to make sure you don't miss anything. But those guys were they were the grandfathers, man.
They were like the local guys.
Well, Monday night. I mean, Wednesday night was Lenny's show, which was a killer show. So and he put up all new comics himself and all new comics. Gavin's show was Sunday night. No, Gavin. I think Gavin was. No, Sunday was Sweeney's night. Gavin's show, I think, was Friday night. So these guys would go up, and they would sell the tickets, and they would bring up all new comics behind them. So you basically had about 4 nights at the Ding Ho, where, as a young comic, you would be be forced to go up after a headliner. So you basically, the way it worked was if you were killing, they kept you on, and the star, Lenny, Gavin, Sweeney, would stand to the side and give you a sign. But if you were killing, they'd let you go. But it was a sold-out house every time you went up.
That's great.
But it was like going to the Lions. It was like the Christians and the Lions in Rome. It was like Russell Crowe would come out and go to the audience, "Don't eat this next comedian," and then you'd come out and you'd go like, "Hey, everybody," and the audience would be ready to eat you or salute you.
What a set of balls to go up there.
Yeah.
Who's like the biggest name that ever came out of that?
Well, that was
somebody
me,
that came
Goldthwait, Paula Poundstone, anybody that you can name.
So you were one of the guys that
I was one of the young comedians.
Jay was before that, right?
Mario Cantone.
Jay was a little bit.
Jay was before that,
like 76.
But everybody after that, that's how we came. That's how we came out of it. You know, Anthony Clark, David Cross. There's a million guys. Because basically what it is there's no learning curve. You learn. You have to. The great thing is, it separates the guys who really want to do it from the guys that think they just want to prove to their friends that they're funny.
Right.
Because you go up once and you bomb, because I bombed the first few times I went up, but I was like, I'm going back. And Lenny would always say stuff to you like, "Come on back, kid. I like the way you do this or that," even though you bombed. So you either come back, it's going to be, it's like being in the ring. Marvin Hagler.
You're going to get
hit. And so all the guys that thought that they kind of wanted, they were gone after one time.
Yeah.
You'd see them, they'd get up there.
Covered in sweat.
Because this is the audience. This is the audience reaction. It's like, "Okay, Lenny, new guy, Lenny, thanks, Lenny." And this is literally how it would go. "This guy sucks, let's kill him." That's how fast they were. You know what I mean? They didn't wait. You had to get their attention.
Hit 'em hard.
In a second.
And quick.
In a second.
That's
it was
brutal,
awesome.
man.
I got to tell you, man.
Fuck, man.
I didn't know any
how you
different.
guys-
I thought that was the way it was supposed to be.
I don't know how any comic, no matter where they are in their career, ever did that first gig. I don't know how you guys ever get up on a fucking stage for the first time in front of people and do that.
It's like the first time you fuck, except there's people watching and you suck at it. I was awful when I first went. I was so dirty, and hearing your voice echo in a loudspeaker and come back to you was the weird part for me. "Hey, you ever notice?" That was the hard part.
Wasn't echoing off the back wall.
Believe me, it was bomb city.
Empty.
Yeah, but that's where the balls comes in, because anybody can bomb, right? And anybody can have a great, lucky first time. It's bombing or having that first time and coming back. But bombing is to me, the best thing you can do is bomb.
Yeah.
Eat it, and then you know exactly what it feels like, and if you really love it, you're coming back. It's like if you want to play any sport and you go out and you suck, you go, "Okay, I need to learn how to do this and this and this."
What's there to like bombing though that would make you want to come back?
Well, in my case, I'll tell you, my whole life has been predicated upon people saying, "You can't do that." Nuns, my mother, my brother, my friends, and me saying, "Oh, really? Watch this." That's still the way I am. So to me, it wasn't about Steve Wright, because Steve was so unusual. That seeing him do it I was astonished that he could get up in front of people at all, because the guy could barely talk to people on a regular basis. But seeing Lenny, Lenny was a hot shit guy standing around talking. But when I saw him up on stage, I was like, really? If he can do it, I could do it. Because he was funny, but he was really just doing the same stuff he would do if we were sitting here talking right now.
Right, yeah.
So that's why I was like, when I bombed, I was like, I'm coming back. If Lenny can do it, I can do it. That was my mantra.
How's Lenny doing, by the way?
He fucking looks amazing. His stomach is like a rock.
He lost another 100 pounds. He's at $195
again.
His original
Doesn't
fighting
he go
weight.
up and down?
Yeah, but this I hope is it.
This could be the one.
Dude, he fucking goes, "Touch my stomach!"
Yeah,
and I did, and it was like fucking solid.
Really?
Yeah, man. He looks really good.
He's got to stop by.
He's lost a total. So it's over the course of the last 5 years, he's lost about 200 pounds.
Jesus.
Yeah. And I got to give him credit, man. He's really, he hasn't changed his approach to food, which is like, it's like the way he was when he was doing drugs. It's like, it's a drug. But he exercises, he's adjusted his eating habits. He's still bitter and angry and we got this special coming up in January that we did for the foundation on Comedy Central called Douchebags and Donuts.
Nice.
So we toured for that. And I told him, no old jokes. No, not even, because, he kind of goes off the deep end when he works, but these old jokes float into his head. He has like comedy Alzheimer's. I said, no old jokes, no old material, all brand new stuff. And he was doing some of the funniest stuff he's done in a long time. I don't know if he was taking diet pills. I don't know what he was doing, but he was on fire.
How you doing with the smoking? 'Cause I know you were talking about quitting and not quitting. You doing okay? You back?
Thanks for bringing that up.
I asked because you're one of the few guys.
Dennis is a big time smoker.
No, I know, but I know it's a hard.
Are you not smoking right now?
No, I'm smoking, but I have a cold, so it's obviously
You're trying to quit
though. I'm headed towards it. I think.
Yeah, no, man. It was very hard. I smoked for 17 years, and
what'd you do?
Cold turkey.
I had a really weird moment of clarity, and I did the patch. But I did it all the way through. Like, it's so tempting to do the patch, then you stop. But, I feel okay after 2 weeks. I did it from point A to point B exactly as they recommended.
What was point
B? To go through the entire program.
What is that, 3 months?
Yeah, about that. And I drank a lot of water. And I had to keep saying to myself, I'm getting the nicotine. So what is my fucking Jones about? So it would be this. And believe me, I get it. That fucking, you have to.
So how long did that last?
Not nearly as long as I thought it would. No. I have occasionally I'll get a quick thought. Colin Quinn helped me. I was talking to him, and
Colin Quinn helped you.
I'm the first person to ever utter those words. But me and Colin were talking, and he goes, "The urge to smoke will pass, whether you smoke or not." And I don't know why that resonated with me, but it was like, it will go, and it did. And if the obsession lasted, nobody would ever stay quit. And
that's true.
All that stayed
I hate
with
to say
me.
it, Colin Quinn's right.
Oh, wow.
It does pass.
The first time I quit smoking, Colin was the guy, and Colin used to smoke a lot.
Yeah.
I've known Colin for, since we were young. And Colin was a big, heavy smoker, and he quit, and he did it like 8 times, right? And the first time I quit, I was doing good, and he came up to me and he said, you're lucky, so don't go back. And I was like, yeah. And then, of course, I went back. And then I saw him again, and he was like, wait, that first time, if you do it easy, is the easiest way to do it. I blew it. So, but he's not smoking now, right?
No, not at all. But he's been quit for a long time. But I just, for some reason,
I hear his show is great.
It's fucking fantastic.
I'm so busy. I can't. I'm so busy right now. It better run. If it's a hit, I'll see it because I'm working for the next 5 months. But if it
really is great.
That's
man.
what I hear.
It's fucking great.
Well written.
It's got great reviews. It's smart. It's funny, and it makes me like Seinfeld a lot. The fact that he really pushed for Colin.
Yeah, Seinfeld's
a talented guy, man.
Yeah, but it was nice that he did that for Colin because it's like it was a great thing.
I know, but people take Seinfeld for granted. I think because I don't know if you remember this. When I was a club comic, Seinfeld was, whether you like that style or not, you think that way or not, that guy was the master of that. And basically, all these other guys that were pretending to be like Seinfeld and Leno, who was a great club comic, they sucked. They were just doing a formula. But Seinfeld, that's the way he works and thinks, right? But you think about that show, Larry David, another, in my opinion, comedy genius. Those guys were like a tandem team. So that whole show was them. That was them.
By watching each one of them individually, you can absolutely see it's the two of them completely
but you
meshed
think about that,
together
if that's considered one of the greatest, 5 greatest shows of all time, whatever you want to put it in, it's really 2 guys that had never done it before that became showrunners.
Yeah.
Seinfeld and him. I don't think they get enough credit. That's why when people were surprised that he was directing Colin, I was like, the guy was basically directing a sitcom.
Yeah.
Because the director doesn't really matter. He's pointing cameras. It was really Larry and Jerry that made that show go.
And the stories, the amazing part about Larry David, I think, too, is he was, they say, the story structure genius. It's like to pull off story structures.
Well,
like
I mean, Seinfeld probably structured Colin's show for him if he's the director of the show.
Right.
So that just tells you what he knows about comedy and, even in the theatrical medium.
Yeah, and the show is great. I mean, it's like the way he weaves in material with historical stuff, and it's all funny, and it's like as a comic you watch it. It's inspiring, though. You're like, you know what? It's like you can kind of achieve that level of fucking brilliance on a Broadway stage. And it's also
I haven't
depressing.
seen it, but it makes sense for Colin.
I also want to burn the fucking back door and send everybody out and fucking fire on them.
Happy Land Social Club.
Yeah, I really do want to wreck his fucking run with a fucking fire.
That's nice.
Awful person.
That's just love. That's how they do it. That's how they do it. That's how they show their love.
Yeah, the show's great. And I hate them.
Yeah.
I get a little jealous.
These guys just are.
Well, Dennis, they said
they
they should just leave. We're getting a thing. They just leave at 9:30.
Yeah, I do. Yes, I have
a lot of shit to do.
So what else do I need to say about this?
It's
I'm doing a book signing tonight.
Stocking stuffer.
Where?
Do you guys have the info?
No.
In New Jersey at Bookends.
I'm going to guess that's in Ridgewood, New Jersey. It's an
Ridgewood, New
independent
Jersey.
bookstore.
Yeah,
Jeez, I had a little NyQuil, DayQuil moment there. I was like, where am I? Who am I talking to?
What time are you there?
I'm there at 7:30.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to get everything done in an hour because the Jets-Patriots game is at 8:30.
Yeah. Go Jets, right, Dennis?
That's a big one. Oh, shit.
I'm a Packers fan.
No.
Yeah, I'm a
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm a Pack. I've told you guys this
I
before.
don't remember.
Of course you don't remember because you don't value me as a guest. You know, if
We've been trying to have you on for a long time.
If Sean Penn was in here and he said that he was a Packers fan once, you guys would remember forever, but not me.
We don't like Sean Penn, sir.
Dennis, here's it. It's our self-centeredness. We don't listen.
I know.
We just wait for our turn.
I'm
to
a
talk.
Packers fan because my older brother and I lived in the same room in an attic and then in a basement as bats and then as rats for 17 years. He was a Patriots fan. We fought like cats and dogs. This was in the late 60s. Despite him, I took the Packers because they were the champions then. So I got saddled.
I do remember this.
So I'm still a Patriots fan.
I apologize.
But I'm a Packers fan intrinsically going back to my brother and I's brutal, murderous fights.
Brett Favre fan?
Forever, yeah. Brett Favre fan.
You see the fucking hit he took yesterday?
Yeah, that was
against
a big
the
hit,
Bills?
man. That was a big hit.
First play of the game?
Big hit.
First play of the
But I'll tell you what, tonight's going to be a great football game.
Yeah,
no
I
matter
can't
how you look at it.
I can't fucking wait.
It's going to be a great game.
It's like a Super Bowl.
Both teams 9-2.
This has been a good football season for must-see games, man.
If you're a Jets fan, it's been a great
year. And also the basketball-wise. How about LeBron going into Cleveland?
I loved it.
That was awesome.
I loved it.
Awesome.
He shut him down. He pretty much proved.
Shut him down. You know, I mean,
I don't want to like LeBron. Just how he made the announcement. That's the only reason. He has every right to do it.
I know, but you got to give him. You got to give a guy credit for what he did. You know, goes into his hometown. There could not be more pressure or.
They
just
wanted to beat the
noise
shit out of him, and he silenced the crowd.
38 points.
I didn't even play
with
the fourth
one
quarter.
arm.
Dude, he didn't even play the fourth quarter. He had 24 points in the third.
I think it would have been great if he came out in the fourth quarter with one arm, literally tied behind his back, and scored like another 12.
I'm not a fan of the sportsmanship. I wish they just threw him in the fourth quarter and really made it hurt. I'm a big fan of that stuff.
If he was really, this is what I would have done.
I hate that.
All right,
shit.
listen, I would have made
Don't
an announcement. I've got 38. I want you guys throw your bottles now as I score another 12. Throw them right at me.
As he's being
as I'm dribbling.
He's still
hit me with bottles.
And you see him going over to the Cleveland bench and just shit-talking them during the game? He don't play.
Yeah.
LeBron doesn't play.
And I hate to tell Cleveland, but you know what the real problem is? If you look at it from his point of view, right? You take his 38 points and you put it on the other team, they win, right? They're a one-man team.
Yeah.
With LeBron. So LeBron's like, 25 years old? And he goes, so what do I keep on losing championships here as a one-man team, scoring 50 points a night? Then they start to blame me for not winning.
Yeah.
Or do I go someplace and try to win? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, the choice is clear. I think any of us would have made it.
Miami or Cleveland? Gee, I don't know. Where's the fucking chicks hotter? Miami or Cleveland? Any place over Cleveland. And I love Cleveland.
You
Big
do
fat
well in
pussy.
Cleveland, though,
dude.
Jimmy.
I fuck everything
Jimmy
in
does well
Cleveland.
in Cleveland,
Cleveland and
well.
Boston.
Very well.
I just take my dick out when I get to the state line. Or city line, of course, because they're not states.
Hey, Joey Pants is outside the studio.
Why?
Yeah. We got to get Dennis out of here. He's got a big day.
All right, guys.
Tonight, Ridgewood Bookends.
Tonight I'm at Ridgewood Bookends. Tomorrow I'm...
And you didn't...
I can't remember anything.
Barnes & Noble here or
No,
Borders?
Wednesday night is Barnes & Noble in Manhattan. And tomorrow night is Long Island. Huntington, Long Island.
Go to my restaurant.
Yeah. What restaurant?
F.H. Riley's. You'll have, I'm telling you, good food.
F.H. Riley's.
It's right down the street from where you're going to be, a block away.
Yeah, but you know how I'm going to be delivered there in a truck.
Exactly.
Get out,
It's
start
fine.
signing, take
It's totally
pictures.
fine. Yeah, Dennis did not write a book. That's what he wants people to know.
Yeah, this is not a book. Do not be intimidated. This is a comedy pamphlet with giant pictures. Listen, all you're going to do is laugh it'll take you 12 minutes to read this book. If it takes you, tell you what, if it takes you longer than 12 minutes to read this book, I'll give you money back.
Wow, there you go.
All right? 12 minutes.
That's a deal.
Dennis Leary, a Packers fan.
Guys.
I'm not going to forget now.
Guys.
Thank you.
Can I just say one other thing?
Please, be nice.
Douchebags and Donuts, January 16th, Comedy Central. Me, Lenny Clark, Adam Ferrara, and Whitney Cummings. It's to benefit the Leary Firefighters Foundation. There'll be a brief number. It's not a telethon. There'll be a brief commercial with a number on it that you can call to donate. Otherwise, it's an hour and a half of really funny shit.
Oh, very
So
cool.
that's the other thing I'm pushing. All right?
Very cool. Dennis Leary.
Guys, I'll see you soon.
Dennis, thank you, man.
Joey Pants next.
Follow the Opie and Anthony Show on Twitter. Opie, twitter.com/Opie Radio. Anthony, twitter.com/Anthony Cumia. And little Jimmy Norton, twitter.com/Jim Norton.
Where's Joey? So busy today. Joey! What's up, Joey?
There he is. Hello, sir.
How are you, Joey?
How are you?
You're looking more and more like Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, I'm trying.
I got a hug from Joey. Look at the freaking tomato sauce.
Girls like him.
Hello, sir.
We were smelling the tomato sauce.
Yeah. Here's Joey. Finally on the show.
What are we looking for?
Peppy.
My partner, Pep.
Who's Pep?
Where's the Pep? Let's talk to the
Well,
Pep.
he's the guy that probably, knows everything about sauce.
Maybe Joey knows about the sauce.
Joey's the figurehead. He's the face.
Yes, that's right. He knows about the
He's
sauce.
the
Hey, Pep,
face.
you came up with the recipe,
Yeah,
or
that
did
looks
Joey?
like the guy.
No, it's all
Here, sit down over here, Pep.
We grew up together.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's like...
he's got
How
a
you doing,
restaurant in Carmel, very successful. Are we on radio?
Carmel?
Yes.
That's all about it.
We got to do
Yeah,
one
we
part
just-
of that.
I'm not going to tell you
just
stuff that's
let
not going to help.
We just let it roll.
I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
You know, I want the audience to know. Peppy, look, I started No Kidding Me Too about 3 years ago when I was diagnosed with clinical depression after getting slammed with this depression. I didn't want to live anymore, and I couldn't understand why I had achieved everything in life that I thought was going to make me
How
happy.
long ago was this?
3.5 years ago.
Like 3.5 years ago?
Yeah.
Out of nowhere?
Out of nowhere.
Did you just basically start feeling bad, or all of a sudden it just hit you like one day?
No. Looking back at my life, it started creeping in since 9/11.
Oh, wow.
And then I got to the point where I couldn't brush my teeth. I couldn't get out of bed, and all I could think about was killing myself.
Wow.
And I was having arguments with myself, saying, "What's the matter with you? I mean, what is it that you need? Do you need anything more, bigger, larger? You got everything you wanted. You listened to Joseph Campbell." So anyway, I got
If you're
diagnosed.
saying this sauce fixes clinical depression,
I'm
I
gonna be-
swear to God.
You might fix the world.
100% of the profits
He's going to fix the world.
of the sales of this sauce
Now
go
that makes
to
sense.
No Kidding Me Too. Peppy doesn't need any more money. He's got restaurants and bakeries in Carmel, well, you tell him, Pep.
Looks like he cracks a few ankles and kneecaps.
Yeah,
when he
we
needs
don't want to mess
That
with
too.
Carmel.
That's two.
Yes.
Carmel doesn't play.
He looks like the brother from Godfather 2.
Oh, yeah,
Between
he
the
does.
brothers, Kay.
Yeah.
We're actually I'm producing a reality show around him where he's the godfather of Carmel.
I believe it.
That's it.
That
It's coming
works.
up.
You don't have to convince
Coming up.
us. Carmel's a
works.
beautiful place, by the way.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Carmel, Pebble Beach.
Sure.
Beautiful.
I'm going to knock on your door next time I'm out there.
Nice.
Check out some sauce.
Our product line wants to be sort of a new version of Newman's Own, where
Right.
Joey and I are not in it for the money for ourselves. It's really all the profits would go toward Joey's foundation. No Kidding Me Too.
And then we use that money. I make movies. I just made the movie, No Kidding Me Too. 6 people talking about their different brain styles and how they didn't know they had a mental uneasiness. See, it's not like it's mental disease. It's something that's bouncing around your head that's troubling you. It could be a post-traumatic stress disorder. The movie was taken to, I was invited to Iraq, showing it to the troops because we are experiencing about 25 suicides a day in our military.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
There's been 4,300
Holy shit.
men and women killed in battle since this war started. There have been 44,000 suicides.
Seriously?
Yeah. So talking to your friend, to your battle buddy, sharing your feelings, you're as sick as your secrets, getting the secrets out so that your thoughts are no longer living in your head.
Did you figure out what caused it in you? Was it just 9/11 or was it?
There's a lot of things. You know,
lot of things.
Post-traumatic stress, growing up in Hoboken, being beat up at the time I was 4 or 5 years old, things that were unresolved. The fact that I had learning disabilities and that I couldn't read. I didn't learn to read until I was 18 years old.
Wow.
I had to have my sister read the high school play to me and then help me to memorize the parts so I could pretend that I was auditioning. See, and that's what brings me to the Audible. Audible asked me to do this new book, A Narrow's Gate. And while I was doing that, because of my dyslexia, all of these old feelings kind of started to kick up. What normally takes an actor 6 days to do an entire book took me 25 days.
Wow.
And I couldn't, I was so depressed and upset with myself because it felt like I was that 8-year kid again. And it was these people at Audible who didn't fire me, that kept me going, that encouraged me, and then said, you know what? Over a third of America are functionally illiterate. They don't know how to read. And me acting, I was acting this book. I was playing these parts. There was no other actors to bounce off a studio. It was me in a room half this size. And creating characters. I play about 35 different characters. So Audible is now giving a division. They're starting 4 people like me, getting actors of my quality, to play these parts so people who can't read can hear these books read with emotion and with feeling. And they're allowing me, they're going to let me read my New York Times bestseller. I pitched you guys a while ago, Who's Sorry Now, about growing up in Hoboken. And then I'm doing a new book, which is called Asylum, Tales from the Great Depression for Weinstein. So I'll do both those books audibly, on audible.com. You just go click a book.
Oh, we're part of audible.com.
Oh, you are?
Oh,
Do you think that being not reading and having your sister read those plays to you, do you think in a way it helped you as an actor because it really forced you to listen? I mean, you're forced to listen.
My doctor said that I took what was very painful experiences and sublimated them into a career, into a craft. Because not only was the reading disability, but all of these emotions that still lived in me that would make me upset and cry and whatever, I could then sublimate them into the characters I was playing.
And no amount of success. See, it's not rational. There's no success took that away.
I had no idea he was suffering from depression.
I didn't either.
Yeah, but that's the thing is I'm not anymore.
Not anymore. I understand that.
They taught us. The learning aspects of this is phenomenal. Instead of alcohol and drugs, now I turn to yoga and I exercise. I talk to my family. I talk to my doctor. If there is something bothering me, I say it. I let it out of me. I let people know how I feel, so that way it's not eating away at me.
And I always thought you were a good actor. Now I understand your role.
I'm just crazy. I'm just a crazy bastard.
I understand the role on The Sopranos now. So it's just you getting some depression out.
Right. That's right. And now, we're going to Hoboken tomorrow because Boys and Girls Club is going to give Peppy and Pants a key to the city. And those kids, I grew up in the projects. My father had a heart attack when I was 10 years old, and we wound up on welfare, living in the project, getting my butt kicked yet again.
Oh, man.
But it was Boys and Girls Club that enabled me to get some help reading, enabled me to be able to talk. So tomorrow, when we meet these kids, they're actually bringing the kid that lives in the apartment that I lived on when we were on welfare. If I can show them that a guy like me, who's from the projects, followed his bliss, followed his dream, and was able to do something about it, they have a shot too.
Geez, you got a lot of giving back to do.
Yeah.
It's like you really are doing a lot.
That's why the sauce is.
I know.
You got the sauce happening.
Of course.
And the sauce
Peppy
is...
and Pants.
You bringing enough for everybody there?
Yes.
Yeah, we got
this stuff goes on hamburgers. Peppy eats them on hot dogs. Right?
Really? I would just...
Peppy doesn't want to talk about his sauce.
Call me silly. I'd go do some, maybe spaghetti with that. Some pasta.
A little pasta.
Stick with the old-fashioned grandma's
Cooking.
cooking.
What are you making tomorrow, Pep?
We're doing the penne alla vodka with pancetta and peas.
Damn.
Oh, that is
little
good
meatballs
stuff.
on the side.
Sure.
We're cooking for 300 people tomorrow night. The Hoboken Boys and Girls Club.
You have to do the cooking still, or do you give the recipe?
I got to cook
Give the
tomorrow
recipe
night.
to somebody else.
Well, we try and keep it authentic.
Yeah, right on.
Well, Leo's, in Hoboken, they're going to be we're using their kitchens, and they're going to be doing the cooking.
Yeah, they're going to help us out.
It's
I love Hoboken, by the way.
So do I.
God damn, what a nice area.
I still have my apartment.
Really?
Rent control. Don't tell anybody. Mayor's giving us the key. If you don't know, I'm still rent control. You can't get a parking spot for that price.
Do you tell people what you pay? I would love to know. I love when you find out someone has an amazing apartment and they're paying $100 a month or something.
No, $19.75 a month is what I pay.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
What do you do
Honeymooners price.
What do you do if you have moments of depression now? Do you just pick up the phone?
That's exactly what I do.
And he yells at me.
I also use the 12-step program that's really saved me because of the spiritual aspect. It's that I'm powerless. I know now that when the depression comes into me, there's nothing I can do physically to make it go away. I am powerless over it, and it's going to pass.
You got to ride it out.
Ride it out. Don't go around it. Go through it.
Right the fuck through it.
Did you?
Right the fuck through it. I can say fuck.
Oh, yeah. Let's go, Joey.
Best behavior for crying out loud.
Let's get something
Satellite.
Now you can talk. That's why he's been so quiet.
He was afraid one was going to slip out.
It'd be great if that's all Peppy did now was talk. Eat the fucking sauce or crack your fucking skull.
They said, okay, Pep, talk about the sauce. And you just stared at them like a deer in the headlights.
Now he's going to open up. What, you can put it on fucking meatballs or fucking pasta or fucking hot dogs?
Guys from Jersey, we can't talk without cursing.
No,
I
believe
understand
me.
that, Pappy.
Did you drink? Was that
You said
something you were
alcohol
doing?
and drugs, right?
Listen, my first drug of choice was food. I was overweight. Then I wanted to get skinny, and then starvation felt good, going to bed hungry. Then alcohol was the last thing, because my real drug of choice was success. I thought that if I could become rich and famous, that this hole inside of me would be filled up. Because I never felt like you guys. I never felt normal. I felt I had these big, dark secrets.
You got to go around the room.
We are really fucked up.
Jimmy, you want to
That's the
explain?
thing. When you find out that everybody's fucked up.
Exactly.
That's what saved me. Is like that's why the organization's called No Kidding Me Too, because we're all crazy. We are the rule.
Nothing felt better than because years ago I went through like anxiety attacks that were ridiculous, just paralyzing. And then you talk to somebody else that had them, and they describe exactly what you're going through, and for some dumb reason, you're like, that makes me feel better. Why? Because somebody else felt miserable?
No, because
it's this
you're not alone.
commiseration.
You feel like you can do it.
Right.
That's why I'll give him back. You feel like you can make it. These kids, they're in the projects. They're feeling like they're never going to get out. What are they going to turn to? What are their options? The military, selling drugs? What are their options? I had no options, and I was able to take, really deficits against me and turn them into something because I took a chance. I listened to the music inside of me. What's that poem about, quiet, go through life with quiet desperation?
Sure. Jimmy knows the next line. Jimmy.
Do you know we're sitting in, do you know who you're sitting with, Joey?
Yes.
You think
sitting
you're
next
poetry?
to we're real low self-esteem idiots, believe me. You're sitting next to a pile of man-tits and self-hatred. I definitely get it.
I feel at home here,
And I suffered from irritable depression there, Joey, so I understand the depression thing.
I have
a lot of
irritable
that
bowel movement depression.
We got a lot of that depression in our family there. It's a pain in the ass to deal with on so many fucking levels.
Yeah, because it affects everybody.
Everybody.
That's where you get Joey's.
Everybody.
And that's where Joey's foundation comes in. No Kidding Me Too. So when you're talking to your buddies, your friends, your family about,
I got a
I'm
question.
not feeling so good.
I got a question
they say
about
to
the
you,
foundation.
hey, no kidding, me too.
I got a question about that. How do you spell the two? TWO, or
Doesn't matter.
TTOO?
We'll get you there.
Really?
Go online right now.
That's smart.
See the Harrison Ford commercial. We're making commercials. And also, No Kidding Me Too. Our board consists of James Cameron, Ang Lee, Robert Downey Jr., Jamie Foxx, Harrison Ford. Just dozens and dozens of people in the community that would lend their support, saying "No Kidding Me Too."
Are those guys mostly suffering from the same thing, or no?
No. That's why "No Kidding Me Too" is so. It's vague. It's saying we all are in this together, and we're supporting the idea to ask for help. Acknowledge what's kicking around inside of you. Click Harrison, and get better. 80% of a diagnosis, you get better.
What kind of yoga you do?
I do Saraswati. I do Bikram. And I take pharmaceuticology, minimalist.
Wait, Bikram, you do the fucking... I did 2 sessions of hot yoga.
Too hot.
I slid off the mat.
I couldn't do it. It was too much. It's 90 minutes. It's fucking no reason for it to be 90 minutes.
But that's what we're doing now.
It should be an hour.
20 years ago, we would be talking about our Coke dealer, right?
Yeah.
Now we're doing this. Because
You do a little pill, too?
Yeah.
Little action?
Yeah.
Just to even you out a little bit?
Yep. That, and also, I take a little pill for my heart. But nobody says... What the hell's the matter with you? Why is it that mental disease is the only illness you get yelled at for having? You come home, they say, what do you got? Cancer. Oh, you poor bastard. Here's a cake. What do you got? Clinical depression. Honey, we're moving.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We got to move.
They all walk away.
Exercise is great, too.
Exercise is great.
You feel really good after a good workout. It just... evens you out.
Yeah,
You feel a little
but
more
you know,
mellow.
if you're talking about
Yeah.
obesity, you got people selling all this stuff. It's all about the mind.
Right.
You're either eating yourself to death, or you're screwing yourself to death, or you're stealing, shopping.
Jerking. Let me just throw myself.
Every person I talk to in this movie, the six of us talking about our different brain styles, from clinical depression all the way to schizophrenia and borderline personality disorder.
Who the
Every
hell
one
has
of us,
that?
every one of us were shoplifters, because it's
Really?
also the high of trying to get away with something. That ability to sneak. You were a
that feeling. Shoplifter.
I was
What'd you steal?
terrible.
What'd you like to steal?
The watch I just took off of you.
He just picked your pocket.
It was anything?
And clothes.
Yeah.
Clothes. Clothes made me feel good.
How long were you doing this for? Like up until what age would you say?
Until I started
So-
making money.
Really? Yeah.
Until I started making money.
When did you really feel you hit in the business?
The first big thing was that From Here to Eternity miniseries. I was 25.
Wow.
So at 25, I started making a living as an actor. I've made a living now for 35 years. I got more than I expected. That's the problem. I got more than I deserved, I thought.
Huh.
Wow.
And I'm saying, what is the matter with me? You got everything, Joey. Grow a pair of balls and act like a man. I didn't know it. I thought it was my problem. I thought it was my issue. And when that doctor said, it's not your fault, and he explained the chemistry and how now I understand what my mother had, what her father had, what my 3 kids, all 3 of my kids have it.
Really?
My daughter just went off to college for the first time. She was there for no more than 7 hours, had a complete and utter meltdown. Anxiety disorder. They took her out of school. She's seeing our family psychiatrist. Now, just 3 days ago, she came back from a job in Rome. She went to Rome to babysit for Marcia Gay Harden's kids. She wouldn't have been able to do that. She didn't drink. She didn't turn to drinks or drugs in the dorm room like so many kids do. She said, Daddy, Mommy, I need help, because she knows that I live with this mental disease. She knew that her brother lived with it. So she said, oh, boy, it's starting in me now. We thought she, it passed her. We thought she was one of the lucky ones.
Jeez, that's a Godzilla gene you got going there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, especially in this community. I mean, my new book is called Asylum for a reason. I thought Hollywood was the asylum that was going to embrace me and save me. But no, once you find out, once you get what you want, you feel so self-loathing, you start giving it back. I don't want it anymore. Look at them. Look at all of these stars you talk about every day, and everybody says, why would they do that? So self-destructive. No, it's a mental dis-ease, and all you're doing is, left to your own devices, you're screwing up.
Well, I don't know how many people actually knew this about you.
Yeah, I didn't.
It really is something.
I didn't realize.
I mean, it didn't end up in any tabloids, or you don't see it in the papers or anything when you're starring in a movie or a TV show. It doesn't come out. Why?
Well,
why
people
do you
hide
think
it for
there
many
was-
years, and Joey was a great actor. We know each other since we're teenagers, and hid it from his friends and family for many, many years.
Were there any times you were doing a scene where you were just like, oh my God, I'm losing it right now, and
No,
you had to do
because-
the scene?
Because you're able to evoke the emotions. That's why I'm attracted to the characters I played, because the sublimation and the similarities, the emotional similarities that I could call on, they were there, they were palpable, they were real. So I really was being in those parts. I was being Joey. And, when you're reading a book, and being able to create that was, I had to master up all of the acting gods in the world to be able to do this new medium.
How would you channel depression into a character like you played on The Sopranos? Because that was a brutal guy. Like that wasn't a guy that was kind of depressed. It didn't seem. He was just a vicious man.
Okay. When you look at Ralph, he only hurt people, but he would always get them to hurt him first. He would drive them to the point where they spit in his eye, they smacked him, they came after him with a bat, giving him permission. The clues were he's weird and bad. He needs to go through pain. He's doing amyl nitrate, and she's got a dildo up his ass.
Yes.
Can only have sex with
scene,
pain, right? So there is the reason. People aren't born like that. This guy was being molested as a boy. Actually, in that last episode, he talks to the priest and he says, "My parents were scumbags, Father." You know,
Yeah.
you know, you become these things because of the secrets inside of you.
We were talking about that one scene where you just beat the shit out of the hooker.
That's so
And then you
famous.
just come walking in, you shove your elbow in the ice bucket and go, and then they start getting on your ass, and you go, first of all, she was a hooah. It's so ruthless.
No, he said, she slipped.
Yeah, she slipped. But you just don't even give a shit. You're more concerned that your elbow was hurt. That's not, your hand was hurt.
But remember, she said, I say,
But yeah. Now she.
honey, what are you getting mad
Right.
at? You know, if it's a boy, we'll name him after me. If it's a girl, we'll name her after you, so she can grow up to be a cocksucking slut, just like her mother. And then the chick spits in his eye. She starts smacking him, and then he actually, if you look at the scene, she catches him, and he goes like, "You hurt me, you fuck." And that's when he went nuts.
That's when he loses it. Yeah.
Wow.
What's the first thing you do?
Never
when
realized that with that character.
an actor like yourself, when you look at a script, like what's the first thing you do to get into it? Like, okay, there's the lines. Like, do you start memorizing, or do you think, who is this person?
I can't memorize.
Oh, you can't?
No, what I do now is I use a earwick in my ear where I have an assistant that's saying the words in my brain. So I get all of the messages, kind of like what you guys use. So they're saying, he went that way, and I said, he went that way. You know, so
No way.
Yeah.
That is.
Well, you know what
something.
happens
The other
on the
actors must
TV
be-
series? The TV series, they say, give the lines, give the exposition to Joey. He can do it. Because all the other actors going, what's my line? Line. And I'm going, yeah, the rain in Spain falls mainly on the plane.
Wait, he does that to you while you're shooting? Or no, but to help memorize? Like, because Brando would actually have an assistant.
Yeah, just like Brando. That's where I got it from.
Oh, when he was doing
Just-
Dr. Moreau, you have an earpiece in there.
I've been here. It's no bigger than my little pinky here. It goes in there. The reader is literally maybe 40, 50 yards away. It's a woman because I need a high pitch to be able to hear her. And as she's saying these words, I'm acting, and when actors are talking to me, I'm hearing my words coming, or she'll say, your clue is, your next line is, or, you know, scratch your chin, like for matching.
Wow.
And we go into coverage. It really works. A lot of guys are doing it now, but it's not for me to say.
But how do you like, what if it's a bunch of lines? Like, what if it's like 5 or 6 lines in a row where you have to go like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da? How does she feed them to you and you keep the pace going?
Because I can do 2 things at once. I'm dyslexic.
There.
You know, people who aren't dyslexic can remember their lines and would drive them crazy.
You ever repeat somebody talking that is like the second after they say it, you're able to repeat what they say? I assume that's what you can do. Yeah.
Yeah, I got words. Well, like right now, my brain is telling me what to say. I can hear these words and they're coming out of my mouth, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's also a sense of spontaneity this way. Because I look at the script and I break it down and I know what my intentions are. But that's one element I don't have to worry about, that I don't have to give any energy to.
Jesus.
You know, so I can be more free in reading my lines and saying because it's not about the lines, it's about what you want. It's about the intentions.
Is she giving you any emotion in the voice, or
No.
it's just like a flat
robot
read,
Yeah.
and so you know how to emote just from the situation you're in, or
Yeah, because I'm listening to what's happening.
Right.
And I'm responding.
God, that's something.
That's a real artist. It's amazing to me because I'm a very moderately mediocre actor. I have very small parts.
You're
That's not
the
my
great
love.
Jim Norton.
It's not my love though. It's like, but it's very hard to do, man. It's really fucking hard to do. Like, what do you do if the other person isn't? I asked another actor this recently. If they're not giving you back, actually, you asked them. What do you do if they're not giving you anything back to react off of that's natural?
The truth is that I've worked with so many great actors.
Right.
I can't tell you. I don't remember working with a bad actor.
Did anybody intimidate you? Just by who they were?
Yeah.
Who made you nervous?
The little Asian kid from Goonies.
The little Asian kid from Goonies.
Little Goonies action. Yes, let's not forget.
At first, it was Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I fell in love with him. And again, very, very supportive, great actor. You know who was really great? I did a show with Brian Keith. And I couldn't, and I was trying to memorize my lines, and he knew I was having trouble, and he was a pro, right? So he walked up to me and he said, "Hey, kid, will you help me with my lines?" Because he knew that I needed it. But he didn't say, "You want me to help you?" He said, "Come on, give me a hand. I need your help."
That was nice.
Yeah,
Very
definitely.
cool of him. Yeah.
Holy shit.
He committed suicide. What is going on? See, when you think about it, look at, what do I have in common with Frank Sinatra, Judy Garland, Marilyn Monroe, James Dean, Montgomery Clift, all of these people? More so, I think we are the norm. I think that
Sinatra was depressed?
Sinatra was an alcoholic for 50 years, and yeah, he was. You don't drink for fun. You don't drink alcohol because you like it. You drink it because it works.
I like taking an occasional drink.
Yes. Yeah, I can't do anything occasionally.
No.
Yeah.
For me,
I
sex
just drink
became a big
socially.
one. How about sex?
Sex was my biggest.
Yeah, it's a
Sex
rough one.
was my biggest.
The internet?
I almost lost everything. Well, the
Really?
internet,
Wow.
the internet provides everything. Think about it. You can
Yeah.
gamble, you can get women, you can get drugs, you can get anything on the internet.
It's God.
It's the closest thing to God, you know.
It really, when you do a Google search for meaty pussy and a bunch of ads come up, you're like, how do you not like the internet?
How many phone calls will you make today? You know, how many people will you actually talk to on the phone? I get texts.
Yeah.
You think, oh yeah, well we're in touch now. That's why I tell the people that work for me, get on the phone. Let them know our needs. You can buy rat shit anywhere. You know, we're selling rat shit. You know, why do you buy my rat shit? Because you like me, because we have a relationship, because you know I'll deliver my rat shit on time for a fair price.
Right.
Right? So buy Peppy and Pants.
Pepe!
Let's do it.
What's the name of the sauce?
Peppy and Pants.
Okay.
Two guys from Hoboken. It's crazy good.
And where is it available?
It's at the food
In
emporiums.
Manhattan, all food emporiums.
Food
In New
emporiums?
Jersey,
Nice.
AMPs, King's Markets, a lot of local stores.
Oh, shit, you know some people.
We know some people.
You know some people at the docks.
Nice eye level.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of support from the grocery stores.
at the grocery
because it is
store. Yeah.
They're not putting you way up top on the shelf.
Oh,
we
we're
have
at
to
the
reach
bottom
for it,
of it.
right?
Because
With
how
the
many?
Goya beans.
Right, exactly.
Everybody has somebody they love who is dealing with a mental disease. And what we provide is comfort now. We can't give you the fucking cure, but we can give you the comfort. We can say, change your behavior, run. Just run. You
Now,
feel funny? Go run. Go take a
in
walk.
the future, we may ask you to return this favor.
Yes.
But not right now. That's fantastic, man. Very cool. So glad you could come in and enlighten us.
Thank you.
Definitely an enlightening
And don't
conversation.
forget, if these kids, anybody wants to buy tickets for tomorrow, it's at the Boys and Girl Clubs on First and Jefferson, and the tickets are $25, I think.
And the website is also, what's the website? Is, the website again?
NoKiddingMe2.org.
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 It doesn't matter how you spell two, you'll get there, right?
Right.
You get there.
What was your favorite role? I know we're wrapping up, but I just need to know, because I've always liked your work, man.
Thank
you were
you.
in Memento. You were Guido the Killer
I like
fucking pimp.
Bound. I like Bound a lot. That was a good movie.
Hell yeah,
It's
it
a
was
great
a good
part for
movie.
me. I mean, to be able to act, to play that, all of those emotional ranges and the suspicion and the confusion. That
Bound
was a great part.
movie, man.
You know, I ask every actor when they come in, because my problem is always with my hands. I never know what to do with my hands when I act. I'm too self-conscious.
I keep scratching my balls.
That seems to work.
That's how this should end, man. Joey, come back and see us with your next project, whatever that is, okay?
Yes.
Thanks for having us.
And
Thank
Pepe,
you.
thank you, man.
Thanks for having us.